Welcome to D6 Stories! I have no idea what episode this is, but we're playing the campaign Cataclysm.
Episode this one.
And I have 5 miserable players that have experienced such drama.
Excessive.
And this is I'm going to have you guys introduce your characters, and then my question today is, if you were to if you were to die, how would your character want to die?
Oh.
That's a good question. So, how would your character want to die? Like, going out with the greatest. So, I'll take volunteers for going first.
I'm Gideon. Well, I'm Jeff. I play Gideon. I'm really getting into character here.
Yeah.
Gideon is a human Vard?
Var.
He's a human Vard. He would... I don't know. It would need to be some sort of explosion type, you know. Like, I'm trying to keep this PG-13 though. So, I've been watching Mortal Kombat videos online, so yeah. Anyway, so...
With your spine ripped out.
Yeah, you know, something very...
gruesome.
Very metal.
Okay.
You know, just... Like, and you know, in such a way, he's kind of starting to kind of dig being the good guy, you know, goodish.
Yeah.
And so I think, you know, so you think you'd want to kind of at least make his last moments really count for the sake of someone else, but at the same time be this like epic, like
people will never be the same ever again.
In whether that's good or bad.
Yeah. All right. Next.
My name is Ryan. I'm playing Felric the Monk. As far as for me, I would say that Felric would probably want to be in the middle of combat and just having a good show of his martial arts, just flying everywhere. And in the end, just like after defeating, just kind of like...
Yep. Okay.
I'm Emily. I play Mississippi Trail. Halfling, rogue. You know that scene in Indiana Jones where the big sphere is rolling out?
Boulder?
Right? Yeah, so like, Mississippi's best way to die is to like, go into a temple or a ruin and like, uncover its secrets, and then on the way out, just get completely smashed.
I also like to get completely smashed.
Go quickly.
I'm Liz. I'm playing Abbott, the Aasimar cleric. And he would like to die of old age. I'm kidding.
I mean, that's totally
That's
acceptable.
the option.
I can see that. I
you
can
know,
see that. Yeah.
No, I think that it would have to be something so completely selfless, like, you know, up against the big bad. Like total sacrifice, like his death means that like the world gets to live.
I can plan that for you.
Yeah.
I can make that happen.
He would be, like, they would be singing his name for like millennia after, as like
Not being known as Dark Prophet anymore, but being known as a martyr.
Fix his name, like like a saint, you know, like he'd become one of those saints or something of
Saint
Lathander.
Abbott. That's a weird saying.
That's,
Saint Abbott.
That's a little weird.
Saint Abbott.
Saint Abbot. That's...
Saint Pope Abbott.
I would pick one or another. I don't feel like I'm Pope anymore.
She's just Saint. Now it's just Saint.
Saint Abbott.
The word.
Just start adding titles.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's what it would have to be, is something like he would give himself up if it meant everybody else.
All right. So everybody else here is a little selfless, but then we're going to the most selfish person here.
Well, first off, so I'm
Not
Nate.
Nate.
I'm playing. You don't know. Playing Elrondel, and well, he's just gonna find the elixir, find or invent the elixir of life, and just live forever. But if he had to, you know, choose to die,
It would be last.
Yeah, last, of course,
Be the last creature on the planet.
or the last out of, you know, you guys, just to spare you guys the heartbreak of watching him die.
Oh.
Yes.
Thank you.
It's
very
purely
gracious of
selfless
you.
and gracious.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how you're selfless.
Yes.
Yeah.
I will spare you all the grief and take that burden.
Nobody cried when you turned into ducks.
Dude, we've already planned that party, man. I'm just saying.
All right.
Can I add one little thing though? Because Gideon kind of is struggling with a bit of a dual nature. That my actual first response when you said how do you want to die, it's like he wouldn't. And so like,
but everybody's like, no, we're not gonna die. I mean, that's not unrealistic.
no, like to that point.
Yeah.
Like he's kind of going between extremes here, where he's kind of like Abbott, where he's like, oh, it'd be cool to give myself, but at the same time, maybe not, and maybe just live forever.
Yeah.
So you're between Abbott and Elrindel.
And there's
Randall,
there's no middle.
Randall.
Like he's it's either going to be really
Flip
good
a coin.
or he's going to like undead himself.
You're on a sliding
Possibly,
scale.
yeah. He really.
Well,
Just wanted to throw that out there because that was really my first reaction.
You're just gonna Ozzy it, not gonna die, just gonna steadily.
So, before we get into the session here, we do need do a bit of housekeeping. One little tiny piece of housekeeping, and I hate to start the session off just talking about drugs, but it's a big elephant in the room. And so I just need to know there, Elrindel, do you know how many days?
The last one was the day of the tower. Or no, the day before we were at the tower.
Okay.
Because I forgot to bring it up after last session because I figured he had hiatus because Duck.
Yeah. That is probably I would count that as true.
Yes.
The day before the tower?
Yes,
So-
the day before the tower,
and
because he
then-
was part of the reason I was pushing for doing
So-
the tower is.
So you've traveled from Harm 2 days, and there's the day before the tower, so you're 3 days.
We went to the temple between the tower and Harm.
Did we?
So are you feeling a little
It's
twitchy?
9.
Between the
9
tower-
days?
Between the tower and Harm,
How many
I was
days?
stoned.
I forgot about the.
In my
Oh, that's
defense,
right.
I was 100%
He
stoned
was
that
petrified
entire time.
ducks.
Yeah. That's right.
Well, and also to be
So-
fair, doesn't he like
Yeah. So
have it
so
on his
So
chest?
3 days.
Well, I've also got the fire gem that is
Oh,
in.
2 days, then just.
Look, it's like the extreme cinnamon
so
challenge.
but one before the tower too. So 3 days.
So
Alright.
So if he would have had like horrible withdrawals, he
No.
has since ground up.
You are not, but
Yeah.
you know you're coming up on it. You could feel it coming. Okay, so I'm going to tell you now that you have a 4-day
window.
window before you hit withdrawals symptoms.
4 more or 4 total.
4 total. So you have 1 more day.
So that is not the day we are
Oh, he
on.
was-
It is the next day will be day 4.
Oh, he was partying harder than he had to. I thought it was every other day. That's what I've been using the rations as.
You didn't know.
Yep.
You didn't know. The only one that actually would have maybe have known that would be Abbott, because she, methadone clinic.
Yes.
She was there, and you gave that to him, and he used it, right?
No,
I actually
didn't.
gave it
given
to
to
that
the
one,
mushrooms.
the one mushroom guy,
Oh,
and he was
yes.
like, "This was not very satisfying." I was like, "That was the deal."
That's right. I remember that now.
So
Completely.
I mean,
Okay, so
I have an idea of what to do.
if we had hit that 4th day mark, we were going to be talking about withdrawal symptoms, but we are not. And you are feeling it, and you are at the cusp.
Yep.
And you think that tonight you got to hit it up, or
I will heroically volunteer for first watch.
yeah.
Everyone, lock up your magical items, your gems.
Okay. He's getting a little twitchy, guys. You guys can see it.
Twitchy. He's acting.
Um,
He's been acting.
Everybody's been acting a little weird since the Prairie Birds. That was not a sight to behold, and there was some close calls there.
our sorcerer's getting a little twitchy.
No.
So close. Or no.
You can't just turn it in when you're referencing somebody else. You have to reference something in the world or interact with something in the world. Okay.
Can I roll an insight on his twitchiness?
You can roll medicine. if you are
Okay.
trained.
I'm not.
Yeah.
I mean, I took a first aid course. That's about it.
Yeah. So no.
I got that one
CPR.
credit hour.
CPR. It was an elective.
For dogs.
I chose to take infant first aid.
You're pre-med.
He does act like a baby a lot of the
I'll
time.
go ahead and roll some medicine
Okay.
for him and see.
Because
Because everyone's like, hey, what's going on?
Abbott, this is your life. You don't even need to roll. You know.
I know. Okay.
You just know that man right there has gone. He's starting the
He's coming
starting
down.
the he's coming down.
He's coming down.
He's coming down. So you just know.
He's yelling timber.
Because that's your life. You would know,
I would
especially
just
since you
know.
had so much interactions at the clinic.
Uh-huh.
You get to experience that real well. Okay.
So pretty much, if anyone's like, kind of questioning, like, oh, what's up with the brand? Like,
It's me. I'm
Randall
questioning.
over there.
Yeah.
And I'll just explain it to the best of my ability. Like it's the come down.
Can I also get a free pass on this? Gideon's past is rather filled with. We've established. Remember,
Drug use in your past?
dude.
You're basically
Drugs in the music industry.
Would you
Like, but we remember we discussed this. I actually rolled on it, and I said, well, is it too far of a thing to be able to tell? Like,
I'm pretty
to
sure
be
I
able to
offered you at some
because
point.
because remember I started.
Oh, you started messing with him. Yeah, now I remember.
Because I could tell he's tripping.
remember now.
You know, so like, because I caught him doing it. So
Yes.
So you
For the record-
you see the shifty behavior that's a little weird.
I don't know how many times I've seen that. I mean, it wasn't just me, man. The place I came from, boy, oh boy.
So that is this where he starts asking, why do I feel like there's ants under my skin?
He's not withdrawing yet. Okay, he's just coming
No,
down.
he's way too prideful to openly admit something's wrong.
He's just
And that
switching.
will lead to your death.
Okay.
Oh no, he's gonna grind that gem up as soon as everyone else is asleep.
He's got it on his
Self-medicate.
chest. He's literally carrying around.
Chipping it off
You want him
with a chisel.
to do that?
I don't want him to do it. I'm just saying he has talked about doing it.
Okay, so today, okay, so the yesterday for your characters, you encountered the prairie birds and dealt with that. There was some near death. Some Belric flew in the air, and Gideon fell in the air. You did too?
Yeah.
Man, there was a lot of that. It was a little scary.
There's a lot of going down right there.
Gideon got in the way of a multifarious sphere.
I bounced around and caused half the damage. That was funny.
So,
That was funny.
here you are. This next day, you guys got some traveling to do. Okay.
And so this morning we saw those big footprints, right?
And this morning you saw these gigantic footprints, and if we were to compare them to something in real life, what would we compare them to?
AT-AT.
AT-AT, straight up. About that size, about that shape. I have the image of that Greyhound's wearing AT-AT suit, and there's that video of the Greyhound running around. Kind of like that. So here you are, and you have just approached or had just seen one of these prints, and you are heading up. So the question comes: do you want to do anything, or are we just going to continue on towards Glenboydle?
These footprints are also going towards Glenboydle?
It's difficult to tell a direction.
So they're kind of going every which way.
We've only found.
Do you really?
Yes.
How?
What'd you roll? What is it?
So she
Not
got.
shit
You
footprints.
want to
That's
just say it
amazing.
for the audience?
I have a bunch of footprints going in all sorts of directions.
Oh my god.
Thank you.
Yeah. So that is fantastic. And I don't know how you rolled that in right off the bat.
Well, I mean, I had to bring up what we saw last week. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, you guys you're here. You have some choices. The footprints, however, they're not. They are going straight in a line. It's difficult to tell if they're going one direction or the other. Right? They could be going that way, or they could be going that way. Kind of a northish, southish type of direction.
I don't see a reason why we're not going to just keep going forward, right? I mean,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's going north.
It's going anyway.
North-ish, south-ish, which is also the direction we're going is
Okay.
north-ish.
That's fine.
If we stop by Redmere, we'd be able to ride one of these things.
We're
there.
not going to Redmere. That's on the other side of the map.
We're banned from that town.
You ban yourselves.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
We could stop
I never-
by. We could stop by Harm
We're banned from
on
that
the
too.
way.
No, we're banned
Well,
from that one too.
It's fine.
No, we're not banned from it. There's just one of us that has a hot date waiting for him
It's
when
okay.
we go back.
It's okay. We don't have to go to Harm. We don't have to go to Redmere. It's all fine. Everything's fine.
The two civilized places
Yeah.
we no longer want to go to.
It's not that we no longer want to. It's that we no longer need to.
I just love the fact that you called Redmere civilized.
It is more civilized than you would imagine.
Yeah, let's just keep going,
We
man.
keep going,
Let's keep
Yeah.
it up.
and probably stay out of the way of these footprints just in case somebody says to go back the way they came.
Okay, so you rolled the D12 last.
I mean,
Yes, I
it's
did.
gonna be hard for this thing to sneak up on us.
Ryan,
Right.
will you please roll
So-
me
Still, I'd rather
D12?
us not be seen. Imagine their line of sight, though.
I will follow your lead,
7.
as I have been for a long time. Anyways,
So traveling throughout the day is rather
did you roll another 12?
uneventful, however.
Who rolled the 12 last time? Good gracious.
No, I rolled a 7.
Okay, then it's camping for the night.
I volunteer first watch.
Your first watch, you're the first D12 roll. You're the D12 roll.
8.
8.
And he is back to tripping.
Yep.
Tripping.
How much? How
Tripping.
long does one of those minor fire gems give me?
I thought you still had some of your regular stuff.
Nope. I have a blazing fire gem that is was in my staff. Yeah.
So you are going to snort one of your magical equipment gems.
It's the cinnamon challenge.
This can only end well.
Fire, huh?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna burn down the campsite.
What's your backup character?
We'll figure that one out.
All
I
right.
don't know. We might just have 2 extra crispy characters.
All right.
Freddy might be just changing his name to Burn.
Will you roll a Constitution saving throw for me, sir?
See how great this is.
This feels like one of them things I should tie. We're gonna cash this in.
Oh, inspiration. Using some inspiration.
What'd you roll the first time?
Higher than what I rolled the second time.
Yeah.
So con save is a
Oh, no.
8.
Okay. All right.
You rolled.
My lungs are on fire.
Now, so you do this well after everybody's asleep, right?
Yes.
However, I'm gonna need some perception checks at disadvantage
From us?
for those that are sleeping. Yeah.
Have we? Well, we didn't really establish how we were doing this. The last few times we were doubling up, but it's okay. Perception?
Yeah.
So a character doesn't need to sleep because of that read. So do I still roll at disadvantage?
You don't sleep?
No.
Oh, because you're a ghost.
Yeah, that's when he goes out and does his haunting.
Okay. But you do need like period of downtime.
I can meditate.
So you just roll a normal. You roll a normal perception check.
13.
Okay. Nothing.
21.
Successful.
6.
Nothing.
15.
Successful.
That was a disadvantage.
So you snap out of your trance, and you wake up in a little tent, right? Somebody has. Somebody here has a tent.
I have a 10.
Oh, guys, I totally have the Sorry.
Yeah, the Leomans.
I totally think I got the Leomans thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got tiny hut, man.
So you're in your tiny hut.
Yeah, we're in tiny
We're all
hut.
in his tiny.
Yeah,
hut.
we're all in
We're all
tiny hutting it up.
And you wake up, and you look at him, and you can see kind of this red glow coming out of his eyes, his nose, his mouth, his
Was it red
ears.
before?
It was blue before, and it quickly turns, and then you can see that like he has bits of like bloody fire kind of dripping out of his nose.
Bloody fire?
Yeah, it's like blood, but then it burns, and before it hits the ground, it's like completely burned up. Kind of dripping out of his nose. And he has a look of pure ecstasy on his face, but it's a bad trip.
Hurts a bit.
His face distorts, and all right.
Well, you rolled higher than me. You should react first. I'm still rubbing the sleep out of my eyes.
Mm-hmm. Get out your corners of your eyes.
Okay.
Also, you might actually care.
Mechanically,
Yes.
okay, you have burned up 6 of your maximum hit points.
Oh,
Okay.
man.
He didn't have that many to begin with.
That will last until your next trip.
Oh my gosh.
On the upside, I'm at full health.
Okay.
Do you want us to react?
But for the next day, you can add a d6 fire damage to all your spells.
Nice.
See, there's positives and negatives.
Balances out.
Yeah.
For a day.
Anyways, so yeah, you guys see this, and you can see like he's got this like out of his ears. You can see a little like his temples or his eardrums are like bleeding, but then they're also on fire, and so they dissipate before they even get down to the bottom of his jawline.
Your blood
And
is on
he's dripping out of the nose, and he's bleeding like out of his tear ducts, and they burst in fire.
Suffer.
This is what happens when you cross the Grateful Dead and White Zombie.
So at
This
this
is
point,
very
after
metal.
seeing this,
This is
I'm going
very
to
metal.
call
I'm
out
giving
to
you
him.
album covers.
Not too loud, but loud enough they'd be able to hear it, assuming he hasn't gone deaf from that. The fire blood coming out of his ears. Say, are you okay over there?
You're out of
If,
it.
I was gonna say, if he can like even hear that something's happening, he's just gonna like slowly nod.
Your perception of reality, just like last time, is you see the magic in the air, but you're focused on the strands of magic that you know harness the fire element. So you can see those red streaks through the air. You can feel like you can just reach up and touch them and pluck them out, and you know that you're casting, when you're doing your somatic components, is you're putting those strands into some sort of order in the air, right? But you can see them, you're just like, there they are.
So is he reaching out and doing that?
Yeah, I mean, that's
That
up
was
to-
happening
that's
last
up to
time.
him.
He was doing that with sparks. He was like reaching out in the sparks, and so I was just
Yeah.
sparks.
Well, that's when he was seeing all the strands of magic, but now he's focusing on one particular elemental strand that's natural throughout the air.
He might, No, I think it's better if he's just completely spacing with just the drips.
Well, so what? Yeah, you
Since he doesn't respond, I'm gonna go over and just kind of wave my hand in front of him, like, "Are you okay?"
So you see him, but what you see is like
The mana moves.
the mana move, and like he has like his hand is made out of mana even, right? And so you can see him, but it's
You're distracted
weird.
by the magic. It's like
yeah.
ignorant.
Like you can see him, he's there, but that's not what's important right now. The important is you can see the magic in his hand, kind of waving back and forth.
Okay, so while you're kind of doing that, Gideon kind of is watching this, really digging the fire blood thing. That is really, I'm inspired. So you actually see, I actually go to my pack and I pull out a flute.
You pull out a flute.
Well, I pull out something that looks like a flute.
Okay.
Okay, and then you see me dump everything out of my bag, and I turn the bag inside out, and you see me start actually screwing that thing in.
Oh no!
Pulling out a couple other ones that kind of look like tiny horns. Yeah, I forgot I actually have a bagpipe as one of my weapons. And so inspired,
The entire camp's about to wake up.
so I go over and I kind of just like, let me take care of this. And I go and I stand in front of him and I start playing really loud.
This wakes you up. You guys, you,
Oh, yeah.
you
Oh, yeah.
are
At the
awake.
same time, again, inspired by the fire blood.
Yeah.
I use my prestidigitation to send up some flames out of the bagpipes because I've seen that on. You ever seen that online?
Yeah.
There's a guy who does
Yeah.
that. The flaming bagpipes.
I'm just thinking of Fury Road with the guitar.
So I just start playing really, really loud or whatever because I'm just looking to get a reaction. So there is actual fire coming out from behind me.
So you can see the magic getting manipulated, right? You can see him when he does his
magical fire.
when he does his somatic components. He does a motion in the air without realizing it. What he's doing is he's grabbing fire strands that are in the air and pulling them into the bagpipe, like motioning them into the bagpipe. And then he goes, and you can see that it like he himself enhances it, and it seems to explode within the bagpipe and then stream out of the pipes themselves. You guys can see just that as well. It's a spectacular sight. On a normal day,
He woke us up
that would
with bagpipes.
yeah.
I sure did.
The bagpipes are the least of your worries. You're getting this like bagpipe metal sound, but your
sound doesn't penetrate though. Just
outside.
Outside, yeah.
Yeah,
the tiny head.
inside they can hear it
Yeah,
fine.
but it did, like no one outside can hear the.
Yeah.
I'm just throwing that out there because I don't remember what he rolled.
But you guys can catch the glimpse of this. This all happens within a few mere moments. You yourself, your high goes on for, I can't remember how long, 10, 15 minutes or so total. But you guys wake up and bagpipes going, and
I will stab you.
That's okay.
I will stab your bagpipe.
Don't you have a fire gem?
Yeah, I think I do, but I'm not gonna tell him that.
Do you know where are they? What are they in right now?
How much of a morning person are we? Mississippi Travel.
It's not morning.
I feel like I was.
It's
using
first
it
watch.
as a
It's like 11 at
focus.
night.
No, that was
Not much of a
Well,
night
that was
owl.
that was the
Mississippi
portion.
I don't even know if you put it in anything.
Yeah, no, I think I was just
Holding onto it.
yeah. It's definitely not in my Faberge egg, that's for sure.
Fabergé.
For birds.
Febreze.
I
Because I think you had 2 blazing fire gems.
I thought we had
do I
just the one.
have?
We just had one.
just had one?
And Elrindel had it. Abbott has a magical force gem.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
okay.
one.
Okay.
And
Okay.
then
I have the thing that gives
And
me.
then
In my
the-
defense, the fire gem
And then
wasn't
the
really
mag-
doing much.
Manacles of safety, security, and friendship, but that doesn't matter again.
Okay, well then,
Yeah, I don't think I've got
anyways, this goes on for a little while. You guys have opportunities to respond as well.
I will ask Abbott if he knows what has happened to him.
Do you really slip my
You saw
bagpipes?
a lesser version of this in the methadone clinic, and
Unless you keep
you can
playing.
only assume that what he has partaken is more pure, more raw,
Yeah.
not quite so made out of human people. You know,
blood.
it's not so Soylent Gem.
Soylent.
So I'll,
organic.
I'll relay that to her and I'll say, he effed up.
I mean,
If he doesn't react to the bagpipe
Clearly.
playing, I stop. Just for the record.
He's reacting to the sight. You don't know. He's reacting.
He does?
Not
Okay,
necessarily.
right.
Not necessarily the music and such. Every time you put your
You're watching me like trace the
prestidigitation,
line.
he's
Listen, I rolled the last time, and I'm just like, I was in full support of the trip. That's how I rolled last time.
I
So.
would
We got a
like-
bad trip this time though.
I would like to do some lesser restoration as like, you know, because I just spend like 10 minutes to do it as a well, because I don't know what the outcome of this is.
That's
To be fair, I'm bleeding
Yeah.
fire.
Yeah, he's bleeding fire.
Yeah.
Like he may not have eyeballs after this.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
you're gonna have awesome
I'll just kind of like
scorch
sit there,
marks around the
I'll
eye.
sit there, and I'll like you
Gonna
know
have permanent
perform
Alice
it as a
Cooper.
ritual.
Yeah.
Because that takes 10 minutes, right?
Yeah. To cast it as a ritual.
Did you have to use the whole gem for this one trip?
I hope not. I think I got like 2 or 3 out of the last one.
So that's what I'll
2?
be doing.
2 additional or?
No, you have one more day.
man.
All right.
Is he like
You didn't
warmer
say
to the
that.
touch? Like when I try to like
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. And
Say, if that's a ritual.
before you are finishing your ritual cast of it,
Gideon gets out the bagpipes for a second and says, "No more tears."
I will stab his bagpipes.
he does come down off of it. You can see him. He closes his eyes and opens them again. There's not light coming out of it anymore. His orifices, they dim down. He stopped bleeding long before that happened.
I immediately start chewing Gideon out for waking up the entire camp if he's still blasting
You
bagpipes.
can see that he's weak. You can tell that he's pale.
It's my
Right.
fault. I love it.
In the places that's not got like kind of like first degree burns.
Yeah.
Right. And you can tell that he's not quite all there. And you basically can tell that he's got the temporary maximum hit points lowered and all that kind of jazz.
He just looks like he
Yeah.
looks
You
a
can
little
con-
more feeble than he did before.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just to hear more anemic.
So what I'll do is because he didn't use the whole thing, right?
Right.
Well, I mean, how much of that do we know? Just by looking at him.
What I'm
So-
gonna do.
He's got a mortar and pestle sitting in front of him.
Well, if I know I'm going to be useless for a while, I'm going to hide the
I was
rest.
gonna say
Stash,
an addict would be like,
So you would do that. Okay.
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's Addict 101. You hide the rest of the
Well,
stash.
he's
so, I
he's
did it all.
comatose for like 10 minutes total, and you can see that he's coming down. You know that you got a few seconds
Okay.
to potentially
Take it from him.
take it from him, but you got to find it.
Yeah, I'll search for it.
Okay.
I'll help.
I'm not gonna perform an intervention. I'm just gonna go straight to.
You want to write down where
you
you
need
hide
help.
I'm helping. Yeah, I'm helping you. So that means you shouldn't get it with
it, and then
Advantage.
roll a sleight of hand and hide it. Well, here, let me just roll a sleight of hand. What is your plus?
Aw.
Mine?
Very good.
Sleight of hand.
3.
Okay. So I'm gonna roll a sleight of hand for you.
Okay.
So what am I rolling? Investigation.
Perception.
Second.
No more tears. That
Um,
was good. That was really.
9. I'm gonna be looking at his. Oh, does he have boots on? Did you get boots?
You can always ask me.
Yes.
I'm really good at looking for things.
You search him, and by the time he comes to, you haven't found it, and you got his pack like half splayed around the ground,
It's not in there.
and you don't see it.
Okay. So what I'll do then is I will like as I'm like if I don't find it in there, I'll like hold my hand out, be like, give now.
So
That's a good
Gideon
spot,
is,
by the way. That's
yeah.
a really good spot.
So if Gideon was still playing the bagpipes,
No, I was helping her.
Okay.
Really getting the pat down.
I'm.
Yep. Oh, I was just.
One arm at a time.
Does he have any valuables?
Let's see. First one is do not. What are you talking about? Why aren't you guys asleep?
I'm just looking at you like judgmentally, like
I point
That's
to
not
Gideon's
unusual.
bagpipes.
no more so than usual. This is like a you've been caught red-handed, literally red-handed.
red-nosed, red-eared, not red-handed.
Red-eared,
Are you gonna call you
red-blooded.
Rudolph from now?
Yeah. I have no clue what you're talking about. I must have dozed off for a few minutes. That is, I will take responsibility for that.
Do you normally bleed from your face when you doze off?
Well, I mean, every time Gideon sings, I bleed from the ears a little, but
One time for real.
Listen, man, you had to be loud so everyone could hear it.
Yeah.
Okay? It's not my fault you say you were so close to me. All right.
yeah, he's deny and deflect. He's going the full addict route.
Yeah. So then what I'll just do, like, sternly, like, Abbott is serious. It's like,
Papa Abbott's coming out.
yeah.
Okay, so
I'm gonna.
so you have your eye on him now.
Mhm.
So you're like, from now on, you don't trust him to take a wash alone, and you're gonna be doing that kind of thing.
Yep.
Okay.
Watching you like a prairie bird.
Like when you're walking, you don't let him fall behind randomly,
Yep.
right?
And I'm gonna point back to the knapsacks or the bedrolls or whatever. Sleep.
You feel worn out, so
Yeah,
Like,
Sleep
go
does
to your
harm.
room.
I'm gonna grumble and like reassemble my pack.
Did he have anything valuable? I mean, like,
Not really.
would you have anything interesting, valuable that I could
No,
sit
it's-
around that I would take?
not a whole lot.
No.
I mean, you can look at the contents of his back there.
I want you remember in
I have
Monsters
like
Inc.
an old spell. I have an old spell book full of stuff.
You know
I
what?
can't, like,
You know what? He's a spellcaster, so the most valuable thing is his spell book,
It means nothing to me, though.
right?
Literally-
Bards can cast it.
I
he
can't.
can't read it.
Oh. That's
You can't
right.
read.
You're illiterate.
No, I'm cursed with a magical dyslexia.
If someone read the spell instructions to you, would you be able to learn them?
Yeah, he can't read. That doesn't mean he's dumb.
Right. Yeah, no, so I'm just saying that, like, that would...
She's trying to like the mechanic behind it. Could I still?
If
learn
somebody
spells?
read a story to you, you would hear the story.
Can
Okay.
he like understand
Okay.
and comprehend picture books though?
Because...
Like if it's just pictures?
Oh yeah, I mean,
Like
again,
that's it. You just don't know the words.
It's text.
Hey,
It's all
listen,
text.
is the
I promise you this: if you find me a picture book with like a little bit of, I will make a better story out of the pictures than what's written in that book.
See
okay?
Scott.
You guys don't want to see what the
Scott.
picture books are like in this world now.
I can't imagine. I can't imagine.
I have a thought.
So
Can I just do one thing?
So
One more thing.
so I'll just be like
As
sleep.
as
like-
you are
Watching me.
as you're laying down, I try to get a real face on of like, we're really concerned about you.
Are you going the intervention?
I'm probably going to
I'm
look
not.
at you.
Are you going the good cop while I be bad cop?
But I'm not really feeling it because
Good cop
that
works
was
you like
really
the good cop.
because that was really metal what just happened. It was really awesome, and Gideon was kind of just kind of like that was crazy awesome. And so you can easily tell. I rolled for deception to see how well I would be able to. 'Cause I mean, like,
yeah, you could tell. You could tell that he doesn't give a shit about you. he's there for alter.
well, actually, he could roll if you want to make him roll insight because
Sure.
I forgot my deception is
Roll an insight.
One insight.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna try to convince you.
Yeah, no, he's got
Wait a
it.
second.
that, yeah.
Were we talking about picture books a minute ago?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What? Okay, it wasn't you that came up with the picture books, right?
No, it wasn't.
It was somebody else.
She
that-
was bringing up pictures.
Reading stories to you.
Yeah, reading stories.
spells,
Someone
yeah.
came up with it, but
I
You
no,
did.
I said picture books.
But you
She
did.
had a dice
No, I forgot
with
about
a.
it.
She
To
had
be
a
fully
dice
honest.
with a camera on it. So
What do you do with cameras?
you take pictures,
Pictures.
for picture books. All right.
You managed to get camera in. Good job.
Congratulations, you got one of the harder ones.
I know. I was like, when I rolled it, I was like, oh, I got an easy one and a hard one.
And you
But, like,
turned in the hard
I
one
turned in
first.
the hard one.
Okay, so let's call that a night then, and go on to next morning.
Okay. So we are 1 square off.
You are 1 square. You're actually the foothills then of the mountains that Glen Boydell is nestled within. And you travel north, and then I want Abbott to roll a d12 for me.
4.
Okay.
I don't know if that's good or not.
Traveling throughout the day, you do see that there are signs of wildlife here. You see there's game trails and whatnot. You feel like maybe there could be some hunting up here. The air's starting to get a little sparse, but you haven't completely gone out of areas that are unforested. These are you are coming up on kind of like mountainish areas and whatnot, but you're not having to travel up through the mountains. You're more going through the valleys in between the mountains, which are lush and forested and quite beautiful. In fact, even with the weird flora and fauna that's around, a lot of it's kind of a new sight to behold.
A little nostalgic.
But also, yeah, none of these vegetation look the same.
But these hills were always.
But the hills were always like this.
So yeah.
And you're following Mississippi as she's kind of like she knows this road. It is obviously not traveled anymore. It's just not taken care of at all. It's overgrown, but she knows it, and so she, even though you may lose the highway, she always finds her way back to it as she recognizes a rock outcropping or a mountain peak. She says, "Oh, I know exactly where we are. We're not.
Landmarks.
We're getting real close."
Landmarks.
I'm behind him.
So,
Well,
I will take up the back of this group if it means that I have full
okay. So
vision of.
do we know that it was that fire gym that he? I mean, do we know that?
no,
Okay.
nope. Nobody watched it happen.
Okay.
All right. Next night, I'm guessing that he's not watching alone. It doesn't really matter what order you are otherwise. So, whoever is doing watch first.
I'm the night owl. Don't wake her up, or don't wake her up.
Jeff,
Don't wake me
Jeff,
up with bagpipes.
Jeff, roll me a d12 for
What's
night encounter.
the AC on a bagpipe?
What's the AC on it?
It's a cloth.
It's a cloth
bag.
thing.
So
yeah.
5.
Yeah.
So,
It's just
Literally,
my-
I just stab at it until it's.
yeah,
slashed.
you don't need to roll to hit it if you have it right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I roll a 1. And I roll 2. Right? That's how that works.
It's like when you're in a dream and you can't make a phone call and it gets the noisy because it ends up in one hand and then it moves to the other hand. You're like, it's right here.
What kind of dreams do
I
you
have
have?
never had a dream.
I've had similar
I know.
wacky, but
I-
not the phone one.
So I know I'm dreaming because I can't place a phone call.
Huh.
That's what I'm.
That's your test.
Yes, that's
Matrix.
yeah.
So, what did you get for your d12? 8.
That's how I know.
Morning. You know that you're only a few hours away from Glen Boydell.
Are there any back ways? I don't trust any direct. Anything.
Make sure you're tracking days, by the way.
Yep, that's one.
At some point, I would have asked that question, hey, so I'm guessing because this place has been attacked a bunch and this isn't known as a peaceful area, let's not go at it directly. Are there any kind of back ways, underground ways, that kind of? I'm just
So the thing about Glen Boydell is, it is nestled up on a cliffside. One side of it has a river that kind of goes down along it. You can ignore that bottom left thing,
That's fine.
right?
Yeah.
And many of the actual structures are actually inside that. So you could theoretically come from below and get into the first level, but the main floor is actually up. It's on this cliffside. It's on the lower, but the main actually goes up to the kind of this cliff.
There's a.
That's nestled down in this valley.
There's the castle, and then there's the cliff next to it, and there's like a fort or like a watchtower, and then connected by skyway to the castle.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yep. So no back door. Not much of
You call it
No.
a school. It's not a castle. It's a school.
It's a school. It's a building.
Is it the Hogwarts?
It's castle-like. Yeah, it's kind of castle.
like
It's kind of Hogwarts-like.
Yeah.
That's the mess hall. That's the rec center over there. That's the science lab.
There's the forest you're
Implying
not
we
allowed
have
to
a
go
rec
into.
Not really. My question is on that over here.
What's that?
The
Oh wow.
cellars. There's like a little river.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that's like a because it feeds into
Yeah.
the building.
So that's great.
So
That was graded off and everything.
Okay.
So I mean, you could.
I would fit.
You would have to remove the grade.
Right.
And then you could fit in there, but
So
definitely
no,
not.
there's no back door for you guys.
The only way into there
Is the front entrance.
is the front entrance.
Or
It's-
like the sky, if you feel like flying.
it.
Been there, done that. Not interested.
Worked fine the first time.
It's built like that for security reasons.
We don't want anybody making off with manuscripts.
Sure, that's exactly it. Those thieves stealing all our words.
You guys do have a rival school.
It's like it's all patented and everything.
Okay, so so there's basically like you can come. The best way to get is you want to get into that front gate, right? And then you're coming up from the south currently, but you know at some point you'll basically you'll just have to go straight towards it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well.
So I mean,
is
I
our
can
plan-
I can scout ahead.
Please do.
To
I was
see
gonna say,
if
I don't know if
there's to make sure that there's watch people. Or whatnot once we get.
All right. Lay of the land
So,
before we
go
go
ahead. You don't need to
strolling
roll
up
anything.
and knock on the door.
You still have your
This land is your land.
This land is your land.
So-
You're very sneaky.
Yeah.
Are you
all
going?
the
You're going up
bad guys in
first.
your way.
And you
Yeah, I'm scouting ahead. So you guys
walked
wait
this,
here. I'll be back.
You walk this area. You know little shortcuts
Yeah.
and little.
What part of the cliff I can climb up myself and where I need to take the path.
Yeah, you've never really had to do any of that, but when you were a child,
Yeah.
then it was fun, right? And so you're coming up here and you're getting close. I'm like 20 minutes away from Glen Boyle at this point, and you see something that breaks your heart.
Uh-oh.
You see this gigantic mechanical beast slowly lumbering in the direction of Glen Boyle, foot after foot. You can hear it kind of mechanically moving, and then crunch, and then the whole earth starts to vibrate as you get closer with every footstep.
Yep.
Do you have an AT-AT toy back there?
I wish I did.
I was gonna say.
So
I want one.
how far from these guys am I at this point?
So you jumped forward. You know all the snazzy ways and everything. There's still about how far did you want to be in front of them? Do you want to be like an hour in front of them?
We could set up a system of just simple okay, there's
I
she
think,
leaves
I
this
think
mark,
it's-
and that means it's okay for us to keep moving
Yeah,
forward
I
until we
think
see this mark.
it's kind of like you wait until you see the next one, and we just do it in kind of stages. Either way, I'm going to sprint back to the party and be like, yeah, for ghost stealth, we need to run and kill a big thing.
We're gonna attack the thing.
Yeah.
That's the plan.
I don't like it.
Roll a d12.
How big is this thing?
We could see if it'll listen to me.
Is this thing like hundreds of feet up in the air or something?
Yep.
So like if you put a greyhound right here on this table, it's about that size.
Yeah.
I don't have an amulet. 3. Any of you have an amulet that can fit a gem or a shard?
Not yet. No.
Not yet.
Just
I
haven't
have
had
my holy symbol, probably.
I don't think that's shard heart.
Didn't we have to have it like fitted by someone?
Yeah,
like,
you have to fit it in.
Amulet and rings were actually kind of expensive. Everything else
Okay.
was cheap.
I sold like everything.
Because I have this jagged lightning gem that would allow me to cast slow on constructs. That'd be really nice.
Huh, that seems to be relevant somehow.
It's like
wanna
you might
die.
have even given us foreshadowing at one
Yeah.
point, like first.
Well, I mean,
Anyways,
there's been
so
lots of constructs.
so since you guys aren't all that far behind, you actually can hear the you kind of feel it vibrate in the earth. You can hear the crashing of trees and whatnot as this thing is moving through them, but you can't quite see the construct itself.
you wanna?
So I come back and I'm like, okay, we need to pick up the pace. Otherwise, this thing's gonna crush Glen Boyle.
We can see if it listens to me.
We're gonna race it.
Elf.
Elf. That's funny.
My fiance probably supervised this thing getting made.
We can run.
He's not wrong.
Let's
No, but like that doesn't mean he knows how it works.
run into the castle and send him out. He seems ready to go talk to him.
It's between us and the castle.
Yeah. It's in between, or it's like, is it like it's here, we're here, and the castle's here?
It's walking straight in towards Glen Boyle. It's right in your way. Currently.
So like we would.
Gonna have to.
And also, it'll reach Glen Boyle. By the time you get back to them and talk to them, you're like,
Sprint.
It's-
Even sprinting wouldn't do it.
it's gonna get to Glen Boyle pretty quick here. You don't know the.
I'm just gonna go.
Yeah.
You guys can follow if you want. I'm just gonna go.
Let's not approach it directly though, until we know what it actually does and all that, right? Like let's.
Well, keep up.
All right, passive perceptions.
18.
I'm gonna.
You see this.
I'm gonna at one point outpace you just because my legs are longer. I know you'll do that thing where you're faster because you can bonus action
15.
thing.
Passive perception.
So you get off to a faster
14.
start, but then I take over.
14.
Yes.
You see this too.
You call me slow, so I'm just like, all
No,
right.
13
shorty.
is cut off. We need 14s are better.
My passive.
Yep.
Oh, perception 15. Wow, 15.
So you three see this. You two don't. Well, to be fair, you see something, but you just think it's a bird,
Okay.
right?
Yeah. As most things, I assume they're birds.
But
Birds
you can
suck.
you see off in the distance from where Glen Boyle is something like fly up into the air and then dive down.
Towards the construct?
We can't see the.
You can't see the construct from where they're at, so
Okay.
But we do see something come from Glen Boyle.
We still have a
yeah,
lizard.
from the general area of Glen Boyle.
What?
She
So
We don't have
knows
a
it's-
lizard anymore. do
That's
we?
exactly where Glen Boyle is. That she
No.
knows.
No.
But you see one that flies up,
Not
around
from
the
the
tower.
construct.
and you know from what you guys can tell, it's huge.
Temple?
Is it an X-wing?
It's red, right? It's a red one.
Fire breathing eagles!
Cool.
Episode 1.
So, you guys want to go to the former cult's place? Like this place seems pretty scary. Let's.
I'm going. I'm going.
I'm kidding. I wouldn't say that. Let's go.
I'm going.
If she's going, I'm following.
I haven't stopped.
I have learned to trust
Okay.
Mississippi.
So you guys start sprinting, and you come up to the road that leads straight into Glen Boyle.
Yeah.
I do not want to be seen by this thing. For the record, if they
It takes
start
you-
running rashly,
It takes you a bit to get there, and it's wide and it's big. So there's 1 foot that's in your way because it's big. Its other foot is off the map over there, right? Anyway, so this creature, this construct goes up. It's very big. It stands about probably about this tall. It's probably about 120, 130 feet long, and it does have a head on it. Now, as you guys come
Does
around,
it have windows?
as it comes around to the bend, now you guys are going to the imagery I kind of want to invoke here is Avatar: The Last Airbender with their tanks. The Fire Nation tanks, because what you see is this gigantic red eagle, right? Breathes fire from the air. It envelops basically the head of this thing, and then it lands on the head and starts ripping at the metal.
Go team.
However, you can see that there's little slits in the side of these. Of the actual construct, and lightning streaks out from it and strikes it, and then you see explosion of fire happening on the other side, and then you see halflings riding little versions of this
Yeah.
what supposedly is an eagle,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And they are flying up in the air, and then the halfling jumps up, lands on the top of the beast, and the halfling itself has a little keg on its back. He takes and he lights, and boom, the halfling explodes.
I was actually like, oh, that's really cool. Then, oh
Yeah, I saw that coming.
Your school's invented kamikaze.
Yeah.
So there's this entire battle going on. You can see the gatehouse to Glen Boyle just maybe 400, 500 feet. But on the other side of this kind of massive battle, that the magics that are in the air are lighting the nearby trees on fire. You can see there's signs of scorched earth. You can actually see up there's not too far ahead and off to the side, you see what is a hollow shell of another one of these gigantic constructs laying down on the side.
So they've already destroyed one, is what we can infer.
And it's
You might want to get out of
rusted.
sight.
And, it's rusted and
hood's
old.
on.
Looks like it's been there.
Okay.
Hood's
there's-
on.
Yeah.
There's
Overgrowth.
overgrowth
Okay,
and whatnot. It
got
looks
it.
like it's been there for quite
Okay.
some
The
time.
ebony skin is not obvious.
But
Hood on. Yeah.
Just stay in the trees for a little bit.
when you
know?
look at Glen Boyle itself, right? This place was built like a fortress, and yet first floor is seemingly mostly rubble at this point.
Okay.
The roof has been mostly ripped off. You can see that there's massive gouges, and even the stone in places look like it's melted.
Okay.
Looks like they've got it.
The shards, we can just like put them into a piece like a shard heart piece, right? We don't have to have a blacksmith insert them.
You can put it in a piece in the 24 hours before it activates.
Right. Okay. It's fine. I have no reason to put it in my hat. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. This is fine. I don't need to teleport short distances.
That would have been a good one to do.
So, do we want to go inside or?
So, do they look like they're like winning this fight? The halflings, the dragon,
we know
eagle,
they
eagle.
You don't know what that would
flying.
look like.
I don't. Okay.
You have no idea.
But it's not like this thing is starting to wobble or anything. It's,
No, and
Okay.
and all you see is this massive metallic creature, right? Little like slits in the side, and then just magic exploding out from it
Are there?
in all different directions. The dragon climbs up to one side and then gets blasted off, and then it flies up. Sorry, eagle. The eagle climbs over to one side.
Well,
you guys don't even know what it
we
is.
don't even know that it's called an eagle.
Yeah.
This
This
thing.
big gigantic lizard creature.
Yes. Are there slits like that in the legs, or is it only in like the body
It's
of this
only
thing?
in the body of this thing.
Okay.
Didn't we say we were bringing the catapult? I could have sworn we said.
Evens, I climb up the leg. Odds, I don't.
She's
Whoops.
Mississippi.
You had a good run.
She'd be crazy.
Evens, I'm gonna go climb up the leg.
She'd be crazy.
Okay, so now that you've decided on a course of event,
Well, now
Yep.
that she decided on we're
Yeah.
gonna,
so,
I mean,
I don't want to break up the encounter that we're about to do into two pieces. So
Okay.
let's take our break a little early, and then we're gonna come back, and then we're going to do the full-fledged encounter. And
Don't worry, guys. I'll
we'll
sing
go
to
from
it.
there. Okay.
Okay.
So-
I'll sing, and we'll see if that.
We're gonna take our break a little early, just so we don't have to break up the encounter and the funness, the craziness that's gonna happen here. So we'll be back in like 10. Welcome back, and I'm gonna say those magic words. Roll initiative.
We use our perception.
Yeah. Yep. What do you get?
920.
Oh no,
For a total of whatever you want me to roll. You want just
I
straight
think we're all
initiative?
roll.
or
Everybody's rolling perceptions.
Perception?
I was trying to stay out of sight for the record, but I don't know, I'm not.
13.
This whole jumping right into this battle seems like a really awful
Well,
idea.
you don't have to jump into the battle. You can go to other teams.
Don't worry, my dice are on the same wavelength. I have a +4, so I got a 5.
Well, if he tells me to roll stealth, it's actually worse for me because I got better perception than stealth. I'm just being
What do you
honest. No, with no perception, it was a 19.
You're trying to. Okay.
I'm well aware of what's happening around me.
You just can't. You're just slow to do anything about it.
Well, what can I do about it? You know, like this seems a lot bigger than us.
20 what?
8. You're so good.
Okay, so. You good to go?
I'm climbing.
So what do we see though? Like this was perception. Like so we
So-
saw all that.
So,
Does that gain us anything?
so
Any other
basically,
insight?
she bolts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she bolts straight towards the leg, and that's what's happening
Does
first.
that make
Yeah.
sense?
That you didn't gain any more insight on what's happening other than she is full reaction mode, just going straight for that thing.
So, how far away is it from me? Like, is it gonna take my whole turn, 75 feet of movement to get there?
How far away did I say you guys were?
You said we're about
There.
500 feet away from the gate.
You guys are about 100 feet away.
Okay, so I'm 75 feet ahead.
So you are 25 feet away from the back. 1,
Yes.
2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And so you see that there's this gigantic. Let me just move this thing out of the way here, and
It's up in the air anyway.
yeah, and then move this.
Meow. That was necessary.
Okay, so you move up, and here's the one of the feet here. Now this is a disembodied foot. You
Yeah.
just imagine this continues up, and
How many feet?
I made this in like 3 seconds with my Legos.
How high does it go? Like where's the body at?
So the body probably is about the bottom of the body. It's probably about 80 feet out,
80 feet.
and then it's a good 70 more feet body itself.
150 feet high in the air. Is the top.
Is the top.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's long. It's very long.
You said it was like 100.
120 feet long
25 feet long.
in length. The head itself is probably about 20 feet. Okay. So you are there, and then
Does it appear to be still trying to walk forward, or is it kind of planted where it's going to be? For
it's
the fight?
slowly moving forward because it's not to the gate yet. The gate is off
the end of the table.
the end of the table yet, and it's
At the
making
wall?
its way there.
So is
And-
one of its legs like up in the air,
So,
like, moving, or
Yeah. Yep. And that other leg is off the table there. Okay. And not quite off the table.
I was gonna say,
it's more in the dice tray. So it is moving along. It's firing at both the large
Flying
thing
and the little flying thing.
and the little flying things, and it's hitting the large flying thing oftentimes straight on, which knocks it out of the air, and then it flies back up, and it's like really kind of grasping, and every once in a while it fires its a fiery breath all over the creature. It also then it's hitting these things in the air, and outright those things have like apparently explosives on them, so they just go kaboom in the air like fireworks. And
Don't get distracted.
then also it seemingly fires straight towards the Glen Boydell itself, and falls short of it. It doesn't quite have the range to hit Glen Boydell proper yet.
Can we see anyone?
What?
Or we
Do you
through the
remember
slits?
the slate collar?
Roll a
I
perception.
think this thing's 100% automated.
I don't know. You can try.
Oh, nat 20.
Did you remember
Wow.
the slate color word?
Okay.
Wow, rolling
I'm
well
not the one
tonight.
that's ever
folks.
said it.
So this is what you see is the dragon kind of comes over
You know it.
to this
Yeah.
this side, and it's the right angle where you can kind of see the slits, and it kind of goes there and it's clawing at the big metallic beast, and then you can see a little hand kind of just ever so slightly go outside of the slit, and then move around just a little bit, and then a streak of lightning strikes the
There are people inside.
strikes the
Itty
beast
bitty little
straight
thing.
on.
Excellent. Things I can kill.
Okay.
How big are the
Well-
slits?
You would say
Hand
Okay.
size.
Hand
four,
size.
4 inches. Yeah.
Okay.
Hand breadth. Do we see any kind of I can't run as far as she can.
Okay.
But I will be like, okay, what's the plan here? And then I will just try to land under some trees.
So, do you go closer?
Well, I mean, I'm keeping up. Yeah, I mean, it's
So you-
100 feet away.
Yeah. So you double move. You're 60.
Yeah, I mean, again, I
So
can't get nearly
you're
as far.
40 feet away. So that's 25, 30. Because
Yep.
you'd be 15 feet behind her.
Now, are there any trees nearby?
Or, yeah, 15.
We're on a road, or what's left of a road.
Because I would head towards cover.
You did see this thing smash trees, right?
Even if it means I'm further behind, like, if it's there,
Yeah.
I'll go there if I'm
Yeah.
under trees.
Okay. Sure.
I'm just not interested in being, and I'm yelling at Trill.
Oh wait,
like,
you were initiative 19.
yeah.
Sorry, I have some stuff that happens. at
Then do
initiative 20,
things.
and then this can help inform.
Sure.
Layer action.
Okay.
Yeah. Exactly.
It steps back on top of Mississippi.
What a way to go.
Okay.
You wanted to be smashed. You literally just said
I said
that.
smashed.
You literally.
I did say
said
smashed.
Okay, this entire area right here, basically the hand comes out. It is knocked. You can see with your perception, the hand comes out. It's knocked away with some debris or whatever, and instead of firing at whatever it's supposed to fire at, it fires down and coats this entire area in a fireball. Kaboom! Kaboom! Instantly, everything's on fire over there, and
Oh, there was a squirrel. Just kidding.
Squirrel's probably long gone.
One
Yep.
single squirrel.
Stupid squirrel.
so
Smart squirrel that ran.
Dun, 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 dun.
So
And little fire imps breed from the fireball, right? That's my guess. Because things happen in this world. Did you hear that evil laugh?
putting
I'm
some
telling you, little fire imps are gonna start. Little demons are gonna start coming out of those. I don't trust this world.
little fires all over the place. There you go, camera. Moving you back so you can see over here. Okay. Then your turn.
I do the
Then
same
do that.
thing. All the more do I stay out of sight now
Okay, list.
that there's fireballs coming out of the air.
I'm gonna
So-
run for the leg.
Okay, so you are 60 feet, right? So you would end up here.
Okay.
Okay.
So 60.
Again,
That's true.
I
Use
do-
my
Double move, right?
movement.
Yeah.
We never actually got to finish me saying clearly, because that's what you said. Well, hang on, wait. When was your?
Oh yeah.
What's the plan?
Kill it. Death.
By
Destroy
doing
it.
what?
There's people inside. Kill them. If you see a crystal, remove it or break it. Cause this thing to stop.
Your plan is unclear.
Yes. Yes, it is. This is not the scientific method here today.
Oh dear.
Okay.
Good luck with that.
Yeah?
I've officially run out of my 6 seconds of talking though that I get.
It's okay. And my response would literally just be just blabbering whatever comes to my mind.
Okay.
Just ideas.
Okay.
They're not all very good.
So this thing is still happening up here, right? And at this point, it is flying and is now back on the head of the thing, and it goes to the head and opens up its mouth and breathes fire and envelops the entire head and kind of wraps around the metallic head. You have no idea if it's making it inside or not. You're hoping it does, right? But shortly after, it gets blasted itself with, we'll say, a cone of frosty cold.
Okay. Do we hear voices from inside?
The
thing-
there's too much
There's too much
explosions
noise, okay.
and this.
But there's
this,
no, like-
this whole thing. This mechanical beast is also putting out a lot of noise of gears clanking.
So there's no, like,
and the-
screams of
and
death.
and the metal on metal scraping as it's moving and whatnot. You would if
I
there's
couldn't hear any
you wouldn't.
screaming. Okay.
You wouldn't.
Like in reaction to it breathing fire on the head.
Yeah, you
Okay.
wouldn't. Nope.
Okay.
Those noises are just way overpowering, drowning out everything else that's going on.
Gotcha.
All right, so Orion and Belric. What's your
So
move?
how far am I away?
100 feet
All right. So
to the back of the leg.
All right.
Oh, that's not at all. Is it? It's not at all what I
I
was envisioning this thing
am
to look like.
going to dash towards it,
No, I don't. Star Wars.
and so my movement's normally 45. So
Big metal camel.
So that would put you actually right here.
Man, these,
You're in front.
These people with tiny legs sure can run fast.
I was envisioning that.
What do you
Ellie.
envision?
I was envisioning the Horizon Zero Dawn, the big disc head thing.
Oh, I've actually
So-
not played that game. So.
Well, that's okay. You just have to look at the artwork, and it's really cool.
Okay.
Looks like
It's okay,
pretty
and now I have a
giraffe.
better idea of what we're fighting. It's good. All good.
Less giraffe, more camel.
Yep.
Greyhound wearing a.
I get it now. Yep.
Yeah. Have you seen Star Wars?
Yes. Yes.
This is one of those yeses to.
Wait, that didn't sound sincere. Wait, what?
Yeah.
We are pausing the game.
Hang on.
To everybody, right now,
We need to clarify that.
berate
Yes.
that woman.
Yes, I have seen Star Wars. I don't remember much. Harrison Ford. That's about it.
Oh my God.
What does Peter Parker say in Civil War? You remember that really old movie with the
Do that.
what's it called? What was it called? With the thingies, the walking thingies.
Oh my gosh.
The walking thingies, and they're on the snow planet.
I was
Snow
gonna
Planet?
pull up. You mentioned the tanks from Airbender. I was gonna pull that up.
Yeah, I'd like to see that.
Okay. Oh, give this to
Oh
her.
my gosh. Okay. Okay. That's phenomenal, and I love that.
So when we were saying AT-AT, you didn't know what we meant.
I mean, I had an idea. You talk about a giant robotic thing. It was just a different shape than I was expecting.
Sure.
It's fine.
Okay.
Here's.
It's fine. I got it. I looked at the picture. It's fine.
Well, yeah, but he said specifically
The way the spells are being cast and whatnot are kind of like similar to what
these tanks.
those tanks.
Yes,
these-
I know those tanks.
Okay.
Yes, I get the
Well, for
Avatar
everyone
reference.
who maybe didn't, because in the same way that some people haven't seen Star Wars, enough to know what.
I've seen Star Wars.
You can turn in your nerd card now.
Not all of them.
In the same way, not
Oh,
everyone.
there's only 3 that are really important.
Not
Yeah,
everyone
just
has seen
not,
Airbender.
one
Which,
of the better
if you
ones.
haven't,
I love Airbender.
if you haven't seen Airbender, you also need to be berated right now. Because boy,
I have seen it.
it is so.
The show, not the movie.
Yeah, well,
Of course.
When they're
It is
remaking it
garbage.
on Netflix now.
They're gonna put on a series, live action.
They took away Shyamalan's toys.
Shyamalan.
Because he couldn't be trusted with them.
Okay,
Where were we?
whose turn?
Okay, it's
Gideon
Ryan
just had his
double
turn.
move.
Emily?
It's Nate's.
What?
We love you and we
I
don't hold
am-
anything against you.
Uh-huh.
In all.
Gideon might be useful here. I'm gonna go over to Gideon.
But May the 4th, we might need to
Okay,
do
so
something.
that'll move to where Gideon is at.
Yes.
So
I have a plan. You're loud. I don't like this plan. But I don't think the elves would pack that with elves. They might have packed it with slaves. And you're louder.
oh my gosh.
You're just gonna get the.
Okay.
Do you remember what the
Loudest.
words are?
Yeah, we know what the words are.
He's the one that said it.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, because
So-
I threw the thing and said
Yeah.
it.
So
Oh my gosh.
that
What?
is.
You have no idea what's going on here. Go ahead.
Is my turn again? Already?
Yeah.
Oh, holy
'cause
crap.
that's-
Okay.
I know what it is.
So I'm 25
You're
feet
louder.
from the
You have to
leg.
do it.
I am going
No,
to
this is-
move
I
up the
don't like
25
it.
feet.
And begin
What?
to climb the leg.
Begin to climb the leg. Am I seeing?
Yeah, there we go. There's an ATAQ right there. That's exactly what we're doing.
Perfect.
Yes.
Yes.
Excellent.
Django Bucket.
Excellent.
And it's walking across the street.
That is phenomenal. Thank
Okay.
you, Mark.
Mark, you're awesome.
Thank you so much.
And I gotta bring a little
Okay.
bit of Star Wars because that's only
So
that's just
good.
fantasy sci-fi. That's all it is.
Yeah.
It's more
Um,
fantasy than it is sci-fi.
It really
It is. Yep. Okay. So
Have we seen
from the
Mandalorian?
structure of the leg, are there any like visible wires or crystals or gears?
Okay, so it's armored.
Okay.
So any of these vital components that you're looking for
Would be behind the
would be behind the armor.
Okay.
You do see that there are pivot joints
Okay.
and whatnot. This thing does look like it would be rather easy to climb.
Okay. There
Uh,
are handholds.
They're not a handhold. Well, I mean, not purposely handholds, but yes.
Assassin's Creed handholds.
Yeah, there are Assassin's Creed style handholds all over this, and you think it would be really easy to climb. The only problem is
It's
it
moving.
is moving.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
That's where the difficulty comes in.
Yep. I'm gonna go for it.
Okay.
What do you want to?
Roll me and athletics.
Yikes.
Yeah. Athletics
Okay.
climbing.
It's okay, guys. I've got 2 inspiration. We're gonna see how this goes.
So, also,
We
if you spent a standard action, you could get your climber's kit out and put it on.
So that would just basically allow me to have like a harness
That would give you advantage on your checks from then that point forward.
for my standard action.
you getting up
Can
there.
can I still use my bonus action dash to get up?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna do it. I will use the standard action, put my climber's kit on.
Okay.
Okay, so I
Just
have.
trying to give you a suggestion.
Yeah.
How far does she make it up then?
Half her
Yeah.
movement speed.
So
So do I still need to make the athletics check with advantage?
With advantage this
Okay.
time.
I'm so glad I have advantage. Okay, that is a 17.
Yeah. Okay.
So how far up do I get?
Half your movement speed.
Which would be
So
12 and a half
so 10 now, and then you can go 15
on the next one.
on the next one, and then 10, and then 15, and then 10, and then 15.
so that far?
Yeah, roughly about that far.
Okay.
You're kind of hanging upside down.
Are you gonna record? Yeah, you should record how far you are. So
Yes,
I
I've
don't
got
have to. Okay.
And this is the back right leg.
Layer actions.
It does this.
The legs are on fire.
Right?
All right. So this thing
Do I see any slits in the legs?
slits. No, and not in the legs.
Okay. I'm checking, okay? Jeez.
This is a crazy world.
So
Hollow legs.
Okay, let me tell you what an AT-AT is. What an AT-AT. Some people
Okay.
call them AT-ATs, but that's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
They're troop carriers, right? The legs are all just mechanical, but the big belly that's where all
Is a tank.
is basically a tank or an APC, right?
And then the head is like
and the head
loading
is
ramp.
the head is where all the pilots and stuff like that is. So the underbelly in the show is kind of like where all the mechanical stuff is, and then there's the big where they house all the snowtroopers or whatnot.
Okay.
Snowtroopers in the instance that we actually see AT-ATs. But so you're wanting all those slits are kind of where I'm imagining,
the
like
top.
up where those troops would be.
If you have a thermal detonator, really coming in handy.
Yeah, you just throw it through the bottom, and you have some Jedi skill.
Just really hope that.
Anyways, so back to where I'm at.
Twine.
I have no magic.
This thing crawls over and then rips a big piece of plating off,
Oh, nice.
Okay.
right?
Okay.
And flings it
Okay.
haphazardly.
Roll a
Get
percentage
ready for
to see
some
where
deck
it
saves.
What direction?
So,
And does
can
it?
you roll a strength save, please?
goes.
And does
Strength.
ripping the plating off, does that reveal any people inside, or is it of a different?
It's up on top, so you have no idea.
Okay. Well, like for them, if they could see.
So, a modified 1.
Hang on. Are you within 30 feet of me?
It's not
Modified.
modified.
I wish it was a.
Yeah, I have one you can use.
Worst
one
case
too.
scenario, incorporeal.
After the fact, you can't use it as a reaction.
You can use one. Yeah, you can use my thing.
All right.
Do you want to reroll?
So, up here, piece of metal
Can
flies
he
off.
use it?
Did
I think he's ignoring.
oof.
What's going?
Can he use my reroll?
Inspiration.
Sure.
Oh, better. 10.
Not enough. I gave up my flute for that.
So, it's actually more up like here. It gets ripped off and then haphazardly thrown to the side. I rolled and it hit you.
Did
And this gigantic metal plate lands on top of you. You have no idea. You saw it point, and you jump to the side. There's no way you can jump to the side, so it's more of a brace yourself situation.
Not a jump out of the way acrobatically.
Yeah. So
Hey, that plate takes a lot of falling damage, though. I'm just gonna tell you. A lot of falling damage.
So does the dwarf under it.
What is it? A 2d6 per 2 or 4 d6 per 10 feet?
Grow exponentially.
so this is it's not it's
This was 3D.
It burns up in the atmosphere before it even hits him.
Gideon pulls out his backpack.
he's a child?
How much is
He's
every
such a
time?
child.
You're still
I
rolling.
mean, to be fair, we all are.
31 damage.
Yeah, it says the girl playing
Still
D&D with him.
Yeah, right.
Alright.
Did the dragon pull off that plating with its claws or with its mouth?
Plus.
What difference would it make?
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Anyways, so it ripped off a piece of plating, and then you can see it puts its head inside and breathes. Well, okay. I mean, you guys just have easy ones. That's the best part about inspiration is I get to throw them at people.
I had jaws with
That's
teeth.
incredible.
Yeah.
Oh! I know you probably won't take this. So a hand sticks out?
Well, a hand stuck out earlier.
You gonna give that one to me?
It's too late.
It's too late. Well, next time it happens, I'm pulling it out here.
Okay.
I
All
don't
right.
care.
So
I just-
that was
That's obviously
Jeff. It's your turn.
Okay,
So-
I'm going to look at him and go like, all's fair in love and war, right? And I'm gonna run forward under the trees, still. So I'm gonna stay hidden in the trees. And you said that the range on those words is like 500 feet.
500 feet.
I say the words.
Ultimate celebration in Elvish.
Yep. In whatever language I'm supposed to.
Elvish.
Yeah, in Elvish. Yep. I say the words, and I say. Before I didn't really used to believe in a god. I've been around someone who apparently talks to one. Hope they can forgive me for this one, and I say.
God, whatever God is listening, please forgive me.
Yeah. Well, sorry about this. I think you'll understand why.
So, are you keeping a Jeff has killed this many innocent people tally?
Innocence. It's war, man. It's war.
Because I think you should start one.
Because you've killed a lot of
Listen,
people.
man. If we are going to play that game, then I come in with a lot of baggage. Okay.
Okay. You hear
Pop, pop, pop.
yeah, lots of explosions.
Pop, 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 pop.
And it doesn't completely like stop everything, but the head pivots to one side. And however the thing stops moving forward.
What it is, man. You're welcome, Mississippi. I'm helping.
Do you still have the one?
I'm gonna throw a thumbs up behind me.
Does somebody still have a collar in their pocket?
No.
No, we didn't have any. We got rid of them.
You threw it like a frisbee.
Yeah, I threw it like
You
a
threw
frisbee and I said it,
yeah.
remember? That's the only one we had.
Yeah. Okay.
Because you're like, it doesn't really have a big explosion. It's just enough to send ahead.
Send ahead. Yep. Okay. Well,
Dark.
Well, you know, it's one of those things where it's
what's
like
your
we're-
alignment?
We're at war. I've been neutral, pretty straight up neutral.
Okay.
Chaotic, maybe,
Don't feel
or
like-
well, maybe. I think I was. Gideon has been on the fence in a big way.
He's been very much Gideon aligned.
That's straight up like Geneva war crime. Right?
I don't know if there's
Yeah, no, I would say that's a straight up.
there's a bunch of if you're killing someone who's moving forward a tank, whether they want to do it or not.
It's not neutral anymore.
Okay, so
I understand.
So if I'm driving a car, but somebody has a gun to my head, and that car is going to hit somebody,
Sure.
am I the one at fault? Or is
We're
it the
getting
guy
to the
pointing
trolley
the gun
question.
at my head?
Oh man.
Oh, this
so
is the trial
is it?
question.
Can you? Yeah, like it's okay, still bread to feed your family, kind of stuff.
Yeah. So I would say you swing in the evil direction with that. He was already there. But
I was giving him the option. I repeatedly said to Gideon,
that
I did not.
was
want-
more chaotic than anything
Yeah.
because you didn't act on it. There was actual action and 13 deaths because of it. So
13.
So up to 19 now.
Hey man, they're probably a lot less.
you can redeem yourself. There's room for that.
There's probably that death is probably a lot better than the death they probably would have ended up facing.
So
Blood fields, man, we've seen the blood fields.
yeah.
This is downright merciful.
Yeah.
Also,
At least it's quick.
Dragon Hellfire, like, come on.
Yeah.
Slowly burning to death, quick pop and you're gone. Just saying.
Abbott's turn. Are you done? You moved up and then
Yeah, I moved and I just tried to stay out of view.
So I'm able to move up and start climbing.
Yeah.
Okay.
You have a climb speed
20.
of 20.
Yep.
So
I don't think I need to make
how
any checks.
how
for
much
that.
were you back?
I was back here.
So you were back 15 feet behind her. So you were 40 feet away from. You were 40 feet. So your movement speed is 30. Then you would get up there, double move. You would be. You don't get your full climb speed. You're 15 feet up.
15?
Yeah. So you're about the same spot that Mississippi's apparently. But you'll be able to climb that thing a lot faster than her, and you don't need to make checks.
Okay.
Okay.
Why?
Because I can do.
Because she has the gem thing.
She
yeah.
has.
No, she has
she has
the
a climb
climbing pick.
speed.
I have the climbing pick.
So she
I guess-
can climb 60 feet around
That's
and
great.
be
20.
Her?
Yeah, gives her a climb speed of 20.
Oh, okay. So 40 then if she
Yeah.
dashes.
Yep.
Okay. So it's actually about the same as what mine would be if I were to use all of my stuff too.
Yeah.
Because it would be
Yeah.
10, 15, 10.
So, Mage's turn.
Close.
Okay. Mages have been aggroed onto the group.
I wonder who did that.
A hand sticks out.
Yeah.
Take
that
A hand sticks out and throws a lightning bolt down.
Lightning.
Oh yeah, there's a
Lightning bolts.
little wizard and with lightning bolts. That's exactly what's happening here. He'll need this too. A lightning bolt down. Eeny, meeny, miny, moe. One of you two. So, Liz. Roll dexterity saving throw.
Alright, you're within 30 feet of me, right?
That wasn't a 1.
She's
Oh,
right.
that's not- okay.
Oh, she's right.
Please let me know if it's a 1.
She's on the other side of the thing.
Not dexterous.
Oh, it's not 30 feet? It's wider than that? Well, more than 30
Oh,
feet?
that's worse.
Between legs?
Oh yeah, it's wide. It's wider than that.
Is it 1?
No.
It's short and squat. Well,
It's
not
7
even.
and
It's
a
not short,
5.
but it's squat. Yeah.
But I have to take the last one.
No, you.
It's advantage.
It's advantage. You
Take the better.
You take the better.
Oh, with it. Oh, okay.
Not that it does much, but yes.
So then, can I try again?
No. You take the 2 dice you roll.
Oh,
and you
it
use
doesn't
the
give
better.
a reroll. It, okay.
Yeah.
Does it replace the old roll? It
Yeah,
gives you
yeah.
advantage. Okay.
The option.
So we have a. I probably fail. With a. How does a dexterity saving throw of 6?
Why did you even
Didn't you have a
need
7 and an 8?
need to check
It's
all
a-
that?
it's a 8.
7 and a 5.
Yeah, so 8.
8.
How does an 8 do?
That is a failure by a mile, and so you take the full brunt of 27 lightning
Oh,
damage.
jeez. Oh no.
Thankfully, she has a climbing speed.
Did we?
You've slept and healed and all that kind of
So
stuff.
I was at full health then?
Yeah. Okay. That's Mage's turn. R for running. You are pinned.
I thought you said Death Mage's turn.
So-
I'm like, what's a Death Mage?
The people in
But
there.
I am not unconscious or anything like that. I'm going to use my ethereal form
Yep.
and get up through the plate and start heading towards the deal so I don't end in the plate on my turn.
Yeah.
Is it 27, right?
So,
Yes.
how much of it's half for the movement to get up, correct?
Yeah. So you
I have
have
45, so it's
you were only 10 feet away from it.
Yep.
And then your movement is 45. So 35 plus 45 is 70. So you move 35 feet up. You're 35 feet up. So you're about halfway. Okay? You should write that down so we don't have to remember that. Okay. Neat. He went in on it. You heard him say the words. You know that innocents died. It's kind of your fault.
Nah, he's the one that said it. I brought up the
Elrindle
option.
takes no
He-
guilt in this.
Yeah,
No.
well,
He's
yeah.
not. not
I was
guilty.
trying to discuss options, and he went off and just shouted something.
Oh, I didn't have to shout it. I knew all I had to do was say it. I didn't
Yeah.
shout it.
There's a reason I didn't say the word.
I'm not shouting
I was
nothing.
telling
This.
you.
I'm not trying not to get attention on myself, but I just knew all I had to do was say it. And it goes. So, I'm not over here going like, no, I'm not doing that. You probably didn't even hear me say it.
Yeah.
There's no pride in this. For all we know, maybe it just happened. Maybe someone slept and set it on ship.
Yeah, as far as anyone knows, he might. No one knows.
So they're
That
both
I
climbing
said.
up. They're both climbing up. How much does that piece of metal weigh?
How much does it feel like it weighed?
About 31 damage worth of weight.
He is
It's
Almost
probably like a ton.
dead weight.
It's a big sheet of metal.
Okay. I was debating if levitate or
Oh,
make a
it's
basket.
Probably
to,
way too heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's like
You
way
could
too
make
heavy.
someone levitate.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Get up there. No, you'll probably get attacked. Yeah,
I was gonna say
It's levitate, not fly.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it technically, kind of does both ish. It's weird.
it levitates, but it can be moved
Yeah.
If
if it's anchored to something.
It doesn't have to be anchored. It can. You're like in zero gravity. You can't
Yeah.
willfully fly, but you can
Right.
like
Pull yourself
push
up.
yourself.
so it'll be a lot easier to climb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make you
so,
naturally buoyant.
I'll move up somewhat closer to Gideon, and are either of these two within about 60 feet of me?
Go.
He's right there.
I would
there.
be. 'cause
Gideon's over.
Abbott's,
You know, Gideon.
Abbott's on the
Gideon's right
leg
there.
over
Hiding
in
underneath.
Like,
Double move to get over there.
Liz's dice tray.
Do you want to not double move?
Not double move.
Then we'll.
Wait, Liz, are you on the same
you wanna
leg
stay
as
under
me
the
or on a
trees?
different leg?
It's a closer leg.
Huh?
You
Oh,
want
okay.
to stay hidden
Okay.
Yes.
under the trees?
I mean, I suppose I could have tried to go for this, but I would have taken more movement.
Yeah. Okay.
So-
So we're both in the same leg.
Unless I can see someone that's inside of the thing.
All we're getting our hands.
Huh?
With a natural 20 perception, all we saw was a hand.
Okay.
So we're not really seeing much. We're seeing the only other
I'm trying to get a good angle.
the only other humanoids that we're seeing are the hobbits, and most of them are blowing themselves up.
First
Look,
off,
just wait till a couple of
they're
them-
halflings, not hobbits.
I'm sorry.
Uh,
I will
trademark.
always forever call them hobbits.
You just wait until they start coming around with metal wire.
Tolkien's estate,
I've been waiting
um,
for that, right?
right? That's a big sore spot in the Dungeons and Dragons community.
I love everyone, but I also don't care. I'm sorry. My first love comes with J.R.R. Tolkien.
And so did us D&Ders, but
Yeah.
unfortunately,
If I'm
Didn't see
within
that.
60 feet of either of them, I will attempt to cast Levitate on one of them.
you are 60 feet. Yes,
Oh yeah, easy.
either.
That one's got a climbing pick.
She doesn't.
She has a harness.
When in doubt, protect the healer.
When in doubt, protect the healer. Oh my god.
That's been his MO the entire
Oh.
The
time.
healer's not the one more likely to fall.
Yeah.
I haven't seen.
I don't have
no,
a climbing
yeah, no.
speed, and I have.
Fine, levitate
Yeah,
you. Levitate you.
If we're
You
I just
have
remember-
seen me fall down.
You get a
cliffs.
glare from 45 feet away up on the thing, and she looks down and she's like, "Don't you cast that on her, on him? I mean, right?
Yes,
you
I-
cast that stuff on me."
Hey, that is true. I have in fact seen Mississippi fall off the same cliff twice.
Yeah.
So,
Since Gideon is evil, I don't mind saying this. So, do you have any chaos bursts that you can force on him at this point? Stored up?
I do.
Yeah, just throwing that out there. Since I'm evil now,
I mean, it is
You've really
something that
embraced it,
uses a
didn't
spell slot.
Just full sin.
So
I've missed being
Oh,
a
is
DM
it?
guy.
yes, levitate uses a
So
second
then
level
it
spell
would.
slot.
Well,
Having the
first
courage
off,
to
there's
pass
fireworks to
with
go
them.
off, right?
Yep, lots of fun
Fireworks every time you cast a spell.
Yep. So
There's no subtle
Mississippi
spell.
is just fabulous
And
with
you can
fireworks.
Go ahead and roll,
Fabulous.
and I need to. I mean, my
Yes.
phone to pull up the table.
Yes. Mississippi's climbing and
So
there's
does
just
the
Katy Perry
levitate
going on in
still
the
work,
background.
and then something else happens?
Yeah.
Okay, it doesn't replace it.
No.
Okay.
1,249.
1249.
1249.
What if it turns the thing's legs into cheese?
So
Or lava.
1, 2.
That would be.
Oh no.
That would be.
It helps you for a
hilarious.
bit.
Suddenly.
yeah,
It's like
up to
there's
10
three
minutes if
people
you
out there.
maintain concentration.
One's already been hurt. It's like,
Yeah.
again.
That would be hilarious.
That would hurt my soul.
What's the target?
Oh,
Okay.
guys, we
Yeah.
also forgot. We got to be role playing out
This
the fact that
will
you're
100% come into play hopefully later tonight. But it's not coming into play during combat.
Okay.
We also need to remember he's afraid of his name.
You guys don't know that. Well, no, you.
Yeah,
You
we would have had
also
these
you also
moments.
need to remember. No, I'm still using. I'm just gesturing. You also need to remember what you're thinking about.
Yeah, no, I know.
Yeah.
No. Trust me.
So with
That's
levitate,
not forgotten.
with levitate, what does that do for my climbing speed? Like I'm pulling myself up. It says.
You have an action to like move yourself 20 feet as
Okay.
like pulling yourself up.
Okay.
Yeah, and
So
then
basically
and then
it's a
also
steady 20
there's
feet.
no failure for you anymore.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So I don't need to make a check.
You
Correct.
Yeah, you won't need to make a check.
Okay. So I just moved 20
because
feet.
failure usually is a straight failure is no progress. Failure by 5 or more is a
a fall. Yeah.
But you can no longer fall,
Right. Because I.
and the no progress is not a thing anymore. So
Okay.
you are just climbing
So
down.
does that mean it's 20 feet for movement, action, bonus action?
I think it was.
Like, does that still? Can I do my bonus?
So you
action?
get your 215.
If you're the target, you can move
moves.
up or down as part of your move.
So you get your
Otherwise-
your 2 12.5 moves, and then
And then a
one
20.
120.
Okay, so it's a 25 and a 20.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is your turn, so you get to do that.
Yeah. So
Yes.
I move a 25 and
I
a 20.
also
So 45
Attempt
feet
to
up.
move her 20
45 feet
as
up,
part
and you
of
were
the spell.
already 15. feet
I
up.
was 10 up, so this puts me at 55.
Okay. So at that point, you can see you're like looking at the butt of this thing, right? Yeah, this is
Thank goodness it's
100%
not biological.
a troop carrier type thing, and so you can see that there is a metal door on the butt, right where you would think a hole
Another
would be,
door
would be. And
Well, you're really just leaning into that.
there's an exhaust port that looks like it's
Bonus action. You can move.
it's spewing
I
gas.
think it's as my action.
There's a little residue of
Yes,
trash
action.
that they've thrown out the back.
Yeah.
Is there a latch from the outside here?
You're not close enough to
Okay, alright, that's
determine
fine.
that yet.
That's fine. Yeah, I'm still 25 feet down a leg.
Initiative or layer action, actually, or basically world action. Okay. So there's the kind of kobolds that are kind of up in the not kobolds, I mean halflings.
Yeah.
They look like kobolds riding up top, smaller
Versions of
versions
the
of
eagle.
the eagle, right? And one of them gets plucked out of the sky and then falls and explodes like right here. And close enough where it's like a little, you can feel the heat and the wave, the shock wave from it, but far enough away where that's it. You feel the heat and the shock
You
wave.
don't get splattered by
You're not in the
Flash
splash
Oh,
zone.
there's gotta be some splat.
There's
entrail.
there's some spray, right?
Again, I've been watching a lot.
Moving
I've been
on.
watching a lot of Mortal Kombat stuff online.
Yeah.
recently.
This is extreme hardcore Gallagher.
Well, the gore was supposed to be last session with the prairie birds, so.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll find a way.
where there's a will.
But Jeff, it is your turn.
All right. Would you say there are any of the things attacking the AT-AT? Are any of them? Would you say within 120 feet of me? How about the dragon?
Yeah, the dragon completely is.
Okay.
You mean the eagle, but you
Sorry,
don't really know.
the big thing.
Yeah.
The big thing. We've been watching it for a while. It appears pretty intelligent.
Yeah. And vicious, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah?
I will get this up here.
That is so cool. I really hope it stays. Oh, okay. I am going to. So it stopped. It stopped moving.
This thing?
Yeah.
No,
no. The AT-AT thing.
Oh,
Moving.
yes, it's that the big giant construct has stopped moving
Sure. And also, can we
due to the engineers.
Your genocide has led to progress.
Okay, again, so are we clarifying that?
Sure.
Like, I was just able to say it. I didn't yell it.
Yeah.
So he might have an inclination, but he doesn't actually know anything that's happening.
Oh yeah, because
Regardless of facts, you're getting blamed.
It couldn't
because
actually
of
be heard.
and the noise of the battle is so loud.
Nobody
and,
knows who said it, just that it got said.
Just throwing that out there.
It's like you just said it in normal voice in World War II during some gunfight. Nobody would have known.
Okay, good to know. I'm going to
Except for your conscious.
Yes, which is
And
slowly
God.
disappearing.
Let Anders judging you.
Oh, there's some definite judging going on there.
I am going to point at the. Which one looks more? And can I? How do I like? Which ones? Because the little guys are blowing themselves up. That doesn't seem too intelligent to me. I'm looking. Does anyone look like they're in charge?
Who said halflings were intelligent?
This one insists on it.
We've met some.
School.
We've met them, right?
Yeah.
Is there
but
anyone
the
that
school's
looks
got
like
it
they're
down
in
there.
charge besides the one that's causing the most damage? Is that an inside? Is there like what do you want? Do you want me to roll? I'm scanning around the area because
you're taking a look.
my goal.
perception.
I'm just going to tell you what my goal
Roll
is, and maybe
perception.
you can help me get there. My goal is to get some. It's. My goal is I'm looking for.
Trying to find General Yip Yip.
Yeah, I'm trying to get some. Oh, I just had the word. And this
Insights.
one- You said yip yip, and now it's gone.
So you do see something.
Okay.
Right. Standing, you believe, on top of Flynn Boyle.
Unboil. Okay, but
The,
that's
the
way
ruins of a
far.
tower.
They're way
A ruined
far.
tower.
And there's this gigantic lizard man, scaly reptilian man standing on top of Flynn Boyle, and his giant jaw is moving every once in a while. You're not sure exactly what is going on from that, but
Remember, the prince is a half elf, and we know what half elves look like
We
now.
We have yeah. So it was. I'm looking for intel. Is what I'm looking for. So I'm going to point up to the dragon and I'm going to message him because that's what I can do. And I say, I'm really hoping you can understand me, but just so you know, you have some friends down here, and I'm wanting to know how can we help. What can we do to help? I'm gonna point up to him and say, give a message like that, like we're here,
Allies on the ground.
allies on the ground. You don't know us, but
Roll a
Mid-level now, starting your voices in his head.
Right?
diplomacy, persuasion, whatever.
that I can do. Persuasion. That's a 22. That's right up in my wheelhouse.
So a message you can respond.
Uh-huh.
Therefore, it does.
Okay.
It is intelligent. It looks over in your general direction, doesn't exactly know where it comes from until it finds you.
I mean,
It's
I'm pointing
circling,
at it right
so...
Yeah, so
Yeah, it's
scans.
circling.
You were,
here.
but he was hiding. You know, right?
That's
So
well, I never actually took like a hide action.
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
like I'm just kind of
it's
standing.
it's rough, chaotic in the battlefield or whatever. So he looks until he can find you and see you.
When he looks at me, I'm like. Sorry, I don't do that. I wouldn't do that.
Are you sure?
Okay, he might, but
Yeah.
not today. He's a little bit more evil today.
13%
It
more
says, we're running low on men. And you can see he looks over towards Glenn Boydell and he says, we need more explosives. Get some.
Yes, you bet. Because I don't know if it's a guy or girl. So I almost said yes, sir, and I was just like, you bet. And so I am.
Do eagles care about gender? Probably.
That one probably does. It's big enough that it can if it wants to. I'm like,
Here, let me roll.
Get more explosives.
It is a 3. I said I'd roll for it.
Odds it's a boy, even it's a girl.
I said we'll.
Just a number. That's what I do.
Oh, I can only do one thing. That's
so.
That was your action.
Odds.
You still have movement.
Yeah.
And your bonus.
Okay. Well, with my bonus, I'm going to give him. I'm going to play a little song of. Hope you don't fall. Good luck as you go. Because. Okay. Man, this is so slow. Okay. That's too late.
Okay. Yeah, maybe we won't
That's
get
what I
to.
can do.
Maybe we won't get to this guy.
Well, if you want to move it up a little bit quicker, one round quicker. One of the things that I also might have been able to say in my little speech that I gave him was, if we could get a ride up top, we'd be a lot more useful up there.
Okay.
You're having trouble there.
Yeah. He said.
So.
Prince down.
Who's this guy? Whoa! I mean, he just drops right in front of me. Hi, sir. Are you in charge now?
He says. And I guess in one more breath, like the one breath or whatever, he says, "Nobody rides me."
No, you're friends. Little guys. Little guys. I mean,
You can pick
I might say that later. I didn't mean you.
All right.
I'll try to say that out loud. I didn't mean you.
I'm going to keep
You
colliding.
need to look to see what
I'm
these
climbing.
mages have, because they're probably getting low on spell slots.
I'm really scared with that guy standing over me. He moved him away.
So I'm up at 25 feet,
Yeah.
and then
So you move up your what?
So you have a D8.
I have 20 feet of, so 35.
You can use that.
So I was at 15, and then I do 20,
And then 20.
so 35.
Well, you do 20 per movement. You do a double move, then you would be.
So I did my 15. I was at 15.
You were at 15,
And now I'm at 35.
and then that's one move.
Yep. Then I could do half.
You could do another move
At
with your normal climb speed. So that would put you at 55.
55 feet.
So we're even.
And you're probably just like, how'd you get up here so fast?
And you can see her.
I know what the axe does.
The way she's doing this is she's got this like pick, and she's like hitting it into the metal, and then kind of climbing up, and then hitting it into the metal, and the pick as it's doing it is like just ever so easily like sliding into the metal. It's almost like it's liquid butter. And yeah, that's how she's moving up.
I was made for this.
Yeah.
It should have been a rock.
Mage's turn. The mage this turn will spend blasting kobolds in the sky.
Okay.
So you guys are safe.
I'm realizing that the dragon wants me to go blow myself up.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're just figuring that out?
Alright.
Alright.
I mean, you should know how it feels like. You've done it to what, 20,
climb, so
80 people now?
Roll a
I
athletics
just
check.
set that one right up for you.
Oh, that's actually not bad. 15.
Successful.
And so
Yeah, but it was
when
like
I'm climbing, I can
you
do
were
a
supposed to like-
double move then, since I'm not attacking.
Yep.
And
So
so
your move speed is normally 45, so a double move would put you 45 feet up.
and
How much?
I was at 35.
You're at 35.
So that puts me at 80.
80. So you are.
Jesus Christ.
You're just beyond. You can see the door that's up there. It does look like it. Kind of a normal iron door, basically on this thing. Almost like they took it from like a house and attached it on there.
Excellent. Normal door, normal lock.
Is it even locked?
So,
I don't know.
Sorry,
We'll find out.
you found a door.
No, the door on the butt of the thing
Oh.
is a normal door, like off a house.
They use what they have.
Well, yeah, it's fine.
What is that? A door? You have a doorway? She has a gem that's a dice that's a doorway. We're not even close. That's a doorway.
Excellent.
We have been pulling in the dice tonight, guys.
Yeah, what the hell?
Hey,
We've had really easy ones.
Yeah.
They usually don't pull two today in one session. I'm on a roll.
Wow, yeah, Nate's suck.
Yeah.
Come on.
His suck.
What are yours? Come on.
So,
I saw one opportunity with it.
Yeah.
all right.
What, polymorph the thing?
Yeah.
Well, maybe tomorrow.
Anything else? Oh no, it's Nate's.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's his turn.
God, I really don't want to go towards Gideon. I'm just gonna kind of stay a little bit hidden and move a little closer to the thing within the tree line. And that's about it, just so I can maintain concentration on making sure Mississippi doesn't go splat.
Okay.
And use my action to move her 20 feet up.
Mississippi drills. You can move her up.
Yes, I can use an action to move the levitated thing.
So you move. You move
Okay,
24.
so now I'm 75 up.
Yep.
And then it's my turn.
Yeah.
So I use my move to move
12 and a half.
12 and a half.
It's 20 with the
Which,
levitate.
yeah, well, 12 and a half gets me to the door.
Oh.
Yeah.
75 and 12 and a half. I'm well at the door.
Okay.
And I'm levitating, but I'm gonna, since I'm in that harness, if I can lash myself to something quick,
Okay.
and then open the door.
All right.
A little bit of creativity. We can create parasailing right here.
You know, hey, you're not wrong.
Did you just parasite? Open the door and you float out backwards, just taking pop shots in there. That's awesome.
Okay, so you open up the door, and
Okay, so it's not
then
locked.
you see it's not locked. You see this kind of like this large,
Toilet.
kind of empty, kind of cavernous, kind of bulkhead here.
Okay.
And you can see that there's a lot of gears and whatnot, kind of like in pistons, and kind of like moving around along the sides. And there's like a path that goes, or a metal walkway that goes through, and you can see that there are stuff that kind of going underneath, and you can see that there's gears set up to the back, right, the back feet, and
Yep.
whatnot. And you can see that there's this kind of stairs that kind of lead to one section, and then stairs that kind of lead up to another section towards the front of the bulkhead. There are like kind of seating along the sides as well, but there's nobody sitting in those.
Okay.
And you do see kind of like open sky up above as well,
Presumably where the dragon
had ripped off, and you can see that they're up on a catwalk. There are kind of scorched bodies that are up there, and then down below you can see some headless people as well, kind of because you're kind of like in a catwalk that kind of
So they're
goes
in
to,
like kind of alcoves.
and they're kind of like in alcoves looking.
Okay.
Looks like they're there's like pipes and that kind of stuff that they were
Okay.
tending to when their
Yeah.
heads exploded.
Okay. So I want to know who's alive in here.
This is pretty well taken care of between
Okay.
the dragon breath and the somebody killing off. Obviously,
Because we've seen it.
obviously
So
invoking the callers.
standard action to lash myself and open the door.
Yeah.
And then bonus action, would I be able to unlash myself and go inside?
Sure.
Okay. So then
You're
pulling myself along.
You're inside. So there's
Pulling
a
myself
walkway,
along the catwalk.
walkway with seatings on the side,
Yep.
little alcoves down below, and then catwalks kind of up above, and the open sky in one section. And you can see that there are stairs, like a dual stairs, one kind of going down
Okay.
and one going up.
I'm going to head towards the up.
Okay, that's your
Yep, that's my turn.
turn. Okay.
I would have taken a.
And you
I would've
would
taken
have
a
seen
carry.
that I have disappeared
Yes.
inside of
I
the
wouldn't have taken a ride. Actually,
At some
I would've
point,
taken-
I
just grabbed me.
my turns basically break concentration and ready the action to
Free
levitate.
action to break concentration.
Standing.
You don't have to wait for your turn to do it.
Okay.
I was
It would
just
be
eating
funnier
insult
just
the thing.
for you
So
to be.
the
your
the
way
dragon
through and then
flies
suddenly
up.
Gravity happens.
Yeah.
And
Uranus like
then as it does so, the head of the thing kind of pivots up and then starts shooting kind of flaming firebolts basically into the air, kind of like pew 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 pew, right? Kind of almost machine gun like there's multiple people doing it, and those fly up into the air, and then they start to hit to a kind of an apex, and then they come back down, and they scatter over the landscape. A few of them make their mark and do hit the dragon, but while others kind of scatter all around. And Jeff, sure, you are in the most kind of vulnerable area for that.
I'm under trees.
So if you could just roll a dexterity save.
Are those trees now burning?
Yeah.
Saving throw? Hang on, I was just changing.
Dex saving throw.
I was changing my. Go away. There we go. I had to change myself to evil. Oh yeah, Dex saving throw. Nice. 15. That's not bad.
Okay. So you save for half, and so you take a total. This is after the half. 8 damage.
8?
Yeah.
I already had 2 knocked off.
Jeff, it's your turn.
Um.
And then random areas around you are now alight.
Sure.
Ablaze.
Do you want to set them alight with those?
Yeah, sure. These aren't relevant anyways.
The good thing about levitating, I mean, there's lots of noise going on, is that there's no noise of footsteps.
Fun.
I'm just floating. Until I float to the floor.
Is there a chance that maybe there's one of the halflings flying around within 120 feet that I could ask for a ride?
Want a ride?
Yes.
I'll ride up in there.
With a kamikaze pilot?
Yep.
Well, I'm just gonna ask. I was like, hey, can I get a ride up into that thing?
It's a one-way trip.
Can I get a ride into that hatch? I'll point up and say, hey, I'm a friend. Can I get a ride? My friend just went to that hatch. I want to join her. Not blowing up. I don't want to blow up. But I'll do more damage without blowing up.
This is sure. Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm on my way.
Yay!
You can hold my keg.
I was clear.
So yes.
You can blow up yourself afterwards. It's cool.
Do you do anything else? Message.
I get into position
to
be received.
You kind of move out into the open then.
Wait, I'll use my reaction to move out that way.
Yeah.
Sure. I'll be received. Do you want to ride?
Keep
No.
going.
Okay.
So how much up were you?
I was at 55.
Hey, listen, I'm not a coward. I'm just not
that
gonna
will put you
throw
at
myself out.
95.
95. So you're in the
In the
door,
hatch.
In the doorway? Okay.
Yeah.
So get myself in.
and that'll be basically that's your standard. Unless you have a bonus you can do, you're set to go.
I think all my bonus stuff is like healing, light, stuff like that.
Okay. All right, Mage's turn. So
Well, I could cast. I don't have any.
you hear some shouting,
Mm-hmm.
and one of the shouts is, "The alarm's going off!"
Someone's lowered the.
And the door up top opens, and a elf steps through,
Yep. I'm feeling the murder.
and you can
Pretend it's me.
Yep.
and you,
That's exactly it. Oh, great. Another one.
Catharsis.
Listen, No, I can't say that.
he sees you,
Of course he does.
and then he casts shape metal.
Ooh. Okay.
Like Toph. We got a metal bender up in the.
Yeah, so he touches the metal.
Okay.
And the metal platform that you are standing on kind of crinks out of the way, and you then need to make a dexterity saving throw.
I am currently
Still-
levitating.
Damn it!
Oh, they didn't know that. They
But
wouldn't have known that.
I was holding on to the side of the thing,
Yeah.
so if he's making a move, I just
No,
let go.
it's totally fine. Totally fine. So it lets go, and you can see below you a ton of gears and whatnot, and you're like, that looks like a meat grinder.
Yeah, it does. Don't.
And boy,
You made it in. That's about as far.
And you were totally fine.
And
And then that was his turn.
And he looks rather disappointed and confused.
Yes.
His turn comes before my turn.
So
I wanted you to drop it,
right.
but you have no way of knowing what I'm encountering here.
That's funny.
At this point, I'm at 80 feet, so I can see the door,
Yikes.
and it's open still. I can go in.
What?
Yeah.
Or do I need
That's
to
not
roll?
exactly getting
Yeah,
smashed.
roll. Yeah, roll.
No.
That's getting ground into halfling burger.
Use your inspiration dice. No.
No,
The D8.
I'm a slider.
Here.
Yeah, that's probably about right.
11.
You were almost there, so I'm gonna say that you go slower, right? Instead of you don't fail, you do make progress. However, how much is your movement?
45. So,
And you only need to go 20.
yeah. So I'd be able to.
So actually, you spend your entire movement to get up in there. Basically, is how it goes. No, that would have been normal, but for some reason, like the leg you're on is like moving around and whatnot, and you're losing. And then your hand just kind of slides through it, like goes through it.
You gotta give him. He used my inspiration. Did that help him in any way from not dying?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
So you can rest assured that it's Nate's turn,
Can I just
and
strike
he's
it?
going to drop
Oh.
levitate.
Call even or odd, and if you get Wile Coyote.
Oh, that was awesome!
Even.
Your dice.
That doesn't count. Reroll it.
Your dice
Do
just
I-
did a guardrail slide, man. That was
Do I
awesome.
get a dexterity
was
saving
like,
throw?
Just like you would have when he initially cast the spell.
You're like, ha ha ha!
Like I said, it's a Roadrunner cartoon now.
That is so funny.
Right.
That is awesome.
And
Does she
my
also-
my action for the turn would be, ironically, to prepare to cast Levitate on any
Okay.
friendly things I see falling out of
There you
the
go.
mega
I have
thing.
a modified 20 using an inspiration.
All right. So you're grabbing onto the hand railing still, and
I am now in
as
my own gravity.
you fall down, right?
Yeah.
You swing over with one foot and you grab the crumpled back kind of walkway, and so you have
Pull myself
you
up?
have hands on. Well, this is where we're gonna leave.
Okay,
You have
okay.
hands on the rail, and then you have one foot stretched out, and on the
The other part.
the other part,
Yep.
the
I am a
foot
halfling
walk,
bridge.
and you're like looking over, and you're like, that's a 5-foot jump. That's easy to jump, but you're kind of like awkwardly holding on right now. That's where we're gonna leave you.
'Kay.
Well, no, we're not, because
This is my turn.
he's gonna finish his turn, and then it'll be your.
Yeah.
All I'm going to do is prepare the action to cast Levitate on any friendlies that appear to be, like, bailing out for
Okay.
safety.
Yeah,
That's...
Yep.
I'm
Falling
going to...
through the meat grinder, for example.
Yes. I am going to basically be playing safety net.
Yeah.
Wise. Glad someone could do that finally.
Well, just today. One
Yeah.
day special.
Then
Good time, man. It was a good time.
Emily, it's your turn.
Okay. I pull myself up onto the portion that I am grabbing with my hands.
Okay.
And
So do a climb check.
Okay.
Just say nana nana boo boo.
You're wearing a climber's kit.
You got...
Yes, I am still.
Then
I haven't had a chance to take it off.
Yeah, then you have advantage because you have
Okay.
your
Um,
chalked hands and your. What? Are you serious?
Yes.
Your dice
Oh,
what you did.
no, I'm halfling. It's fine.
You doubled that one at least.
I have a 9.
Wow.
It wasn't meant to be.
How many dice did you just roll? 4?
Yeah.
That is a fall if I ever heard one.
My highest roll was a 10.
5th edition.
Okay. So, your dice hate you, and you fall into the meat grinder.
I sure do. I said I wanted to get smashed, not drowned.
Mississippi Trail.
Halflings die in many ways this day.
Right.
Yeah.
So it doesn't immediately kill you because it'll take a couple rounds to grind you up. But your feet go first
Yeah.
down into basically what it is like the drive chain.
Yeah.
Drive.
I really don't need that detailed of a
Yeah,
description.
I don't want a nightmare tonight.
This is a little Edward Scissorhands here, or not? No,
So
Fleet Street, Demon Barber, Sweeney Todd.
Sweeney Todd?
Yeah, that
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
just slid off the barber chair.
Yep.
I like how you got to Sweeney Todd by getting to Demon Barber Fleet Street first. Someone's seen the musical.
So you,
Yes.
Or been in it.
Just seen it.
So basically, this is what happens: you fall down into the drive chain train of this thing, and it starts to grind you up. You take 20 feet of damage as you feel your feet mangle and like completely
Okay.
just
Yep.
bones to
Okay.
dust.
Okay. Yep.
And
And you get a watch. Because he
and
just came around the
you
corner.
two
Yeah.
are both right there. So
Yep.
then it's going to be initiative 20. So on 20.
Oh yeah, 20, yeah, you do. Yeah, there you
That's-
go. Sorry.
that's how she got
'Cause that's all she
nicknamed
can
Mississippi No Toes.
Yep, because she's stuck.
Mississippi no feet.
So you, a smaller dragon comes over and picks you up. You hop on. There's a little,
Or is it like a grabs me by the shoulders thing?
well,
Not real big.
like you can jump on its back.
Sure.
Okay, on your back there with Kobold that has a keg
You're
strapped to its
hugging
back.
it.
I will tell him
Take it
again.
back,
Please don't blow up until
And
I'm
then it flies up. That's basically it. It basically double move, come down, get you, and then back up. It is next turn. You'll be up there.
Okay. Can I? Does that take up all my actions, or do I?
That
Have a
was
chance
that
to-
was
climbing up was the action.
no.
That was layer.
That is layer action. It's not even.
Oh
you.
yeah.
But also what's happening with the dragon.
Sorry. Use long legs.
So the dragon's up top, and it sticks its head down.
Yep.
And it reaches down in and swipes at some of the metal that's kind of like stuff that's kind of like on the sides or whatnot, and it completely gets one of the like the components of the one of the legs, and for the two outside, this leg here disconnects and starts to kind of pivot, and looks like it's about to fall. Okay.
How close am I to them?
You are.
Because he's flying up and.
Yeah, you are on the side. You can't see them. You are on the
I can't
like
see
they're
you.
inside. You're on the outside, about the same height.
Sure.
So
Then I. And what else? Is there anything else that I can see now that I'm up a little bit further?
no, because you're on. They're they're here.
Yeah.
And let's say this is the belly of the beast. You're here, or okay.
Okay.
You know everything that's going on
Yeah.
inside here. You're like right here.
That's fine.
So
Okay.
next
That's
turn
fun
you
to
got
use
full
that on
game.
you, so I
Right.
don't die.
Okay.
I don't think that's
Because
how it
he's
works.
moving me, right?
Yeah.
Because I don't have control of my movement. I don't have any of that.
Which buys me 1 hour.
I'm
if you're
going
not killing me.
to. I'm going to give myself.
Honestly, she wouldn't blame you for that.
I'm going to inspire myself.
You would have no way
I don't think you
of knowing
can.
what's going on inside.
Can you not inspire yourself?
That's fair.
I think that's one
That's-
limitation.
She would not hold that against you.
Other than yourself. That's right. Gosh dang. You know,
It's
when
just
I said it, it felt
circumstance.
wrong.
Perfect comedic
Yeah.
timing.
Okay. Then I'm going to ask the
Poetic.
guy what his name is and say, I admire your sacrifice. Let's take him down, friend, and you know, I'm just,
He looks back to you and he says, "My name doesn't matter." Yeah, and then
Good night, sweet prince.
he sparks his basically
Not yet,
lighter.
right? Not yet, right?
He says, "In a few seconds."
After I get off, are we clear?
Well, that's the end of that conversation.
Well, because I'm gonna
next.
I'm gonna smack it out of his hand. Then I got an action.
Yeah, sure. You smack it out of his hand.
Oh, no, not yet. No, not yet.
Yeah.
Or I'll just hold it back and be like, yeah.
So you're standing.
You're
in the,
terrifying
in the,
me right
in
now.
the doorway.
This
Right.
is terrifying.
And
You're in the
this
doorway. You see everything that I described. There's a elf kind of up these stairs, maybe 90 feet or so away, and then Mississippi. You saw Mississippi fall,
Mississippi.
and you can hear her screaming.
Did you give me a number of damage? Or
20.
is it just
20.
It was 20. Okay.
And you can hear her screaming, and you look around the edge, and you see her caught in the drivetrain of this thing, and you can see that literally this thing is going to grind her to death.
So I'm going to
There's also an elf across the way still looking at him,
to
right?
you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say, I get her. You get Elf,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna run for her.
Okay. So she's only like 10 or so feet in, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then down. So you move 10 feet, and you look down, and there she is.
Is there like
She's like 10 feet below you,
and is there like a portion of rope from my climber's kit still like that she could grab?
being ground into the mission.
Oh, okay.
Can I? So I have rope myself, don't I?
Probably. You should
mean,
check your
sure you
character
do.
sheet.
I don't. I hope I would have picked up rope.
It's in most of the packs,
Yeah. So, well,
Backpack.
but not
Yeah, no.
priests.
not priest
pack.
attack.
I have straps, backpack holds.
Which-
So I have the backpack. I don't have the rope.
Oh crap.
I'll show your backpack. How far down is she?
10 feet.
Pull out one of the straps. Yeah.
I'm gonna do something heroic.
Oh,
Yeah, jump
no.
in.
Everyone's gonna die the
I'm
way they
gonna-
wanted to. I'm last.
I'm gonna
I'm gonna blow up.
mentally
blow
say
up.
to Lathander, because I assume
Close.
he knows my thoughts.
Saving someone.
I'm gonna say, God
already died
help
once.
us all, basically. And then with my pick, I'm gonna try and catch something with it so that I could like reach her and try and pull her out.
Okay.
I could also do. I could cast Spare the Dying on you, but there wouldn't be anything left.
Spare the dying. I don't think you want to live through that. Let's spare the living.
Just let me die!
Existence is pain.
I'm currently down to my knees.
So you
You're about 6 inches into the grinder.
take your pick and you put it into the walkway, and then you kind of fling yourself over the edge after you're saying your prayer,
Yep.
and you're hanging there by the pick on the walkway, and you reach down, and you can't quite reach,
Can I reach? Okay.
and then
Leg?
you feel some warmth. You feel a hand on yours, and you feel a hand, but it's not her hand. And then after a second, you feel lifted up, and you grab.
I just got religion.
I just got religion.
And you have her hand in yours,
Holy shoot.
but you can feel the grinding is pulling
pulling
her in.
Okay, yeah. All right.
So that's your action.
Yes.
And I think we're.
Yeah.
And we're all out of time tonight, folks. We'll see you next week.
Yeah, no, not quite.
Whew, okay. Alright.
Hopefully, we don't get to Mississippi dying. It's very, very possible.
It's very possible. This is the closest I've come.
I'm
So,
trying. I'm
Yeah,
trying
we
to
all
save
come
you.
back.
So you have her.
So
And
close
you-
to Glen Boyd.
You're able to
already.
stop her from.
So
It is pulling her in, but you're able to stop
in
like
sight.
her from being completely pulled in.
Yep.
And
So you're giving me an extra round.
Mm-hmm.
right.
You'll die doing what you
Mage.
love, going to school.
We'll get you some fancy new legs if we get out of this. Well, I have that potion of greater healing. Can greater healing rebuild the...
I don't think so.
Regenerate.
Just heals damage.
It would be
I think
Oh,
it's
yeah.
regenerate.
It would like cauterize the stumps.
Yeah.
You ain't got no that.
Mississippi stump. What you call? You had a better one.
Good old Mississippi no-toes.
No toes. That was better. Yeah. I like the no toes one better. Although technically there's no feet.
Your life just got worse.
Yeah,
Whose?
It can get worse.
mine.
So
Because it's the mage's turn.
it's the mage's turn.
Yeah.
So he casts a big fiery ball
Uh-huh.
and places it right above the hole.
Okay.
And lets it sit there, and he starts cackling.
Yeah.
Oh, so just
Delayed
sits there?
fireball.
Oh,
So
it's not
big-
a fireball.
big
it's a
Delayed fireball.
No, it's a
No?
flaming sphere
flaming sphere. Yeah.
right above the hole.
Right where the
And
hand is.
You're like you look up and you're like
Oh.
you have to go through that thing to get out of
Mhm.
here. That's his turn.
Enter.
So there's no saving throw needing to be made right now.
Correct.
Okay.
It's just burning my fingers a little bit.
It's hot.
Yeah. I'm
I
hotter.
thought you were going to heat metal the
Okay.
So
gears.
that fireball is in your way, by the way. There's a walkway here.
How far away
I
is
think his is worse.
Is
90
flaming
feet.
sphere concentration?
Maybe?
So if you double move, you can get there.
I think so.
But I have
You
to
will
go-
have to jump, and you will
Yeah,
probably
'cause
have
you
to
can
go
move it
through
and everything.
the
So
flaming sphere.
it's concentration.
Just break his concentration. Just break his concentration.
Mississippi yells.
So you are a monk. You can jump that hole, no problem.
Okay.
Right. The you will basically guarantee your self damage if you you're purposely going in through the thing. If you could do a straight line, so there's no saving throw or whatever. You just take the damage.
Okay.
If that's what you choose.
All right.
If there's other things, or it's all the way around, there's a catwalk that's up, but you gotta climb up to it. There's the walls have like these mechanical stuff that's going on, so it's kind of dangerous.
Parkour.
You could try to parkour it over, but
Would I be able to determine if he's trying to concentrate on that spell? Like, where if I could interrupt it, it would go away?
do you have Arcana?
I do not.
No idea.
Okay.
That guy would know. But he's not around.
Uh-huh. I'm the only one outside.
Yep. The only one sensible enough to not go into that meat grinder. Literally.
There's Mississippi bits in that.
It's gonna look real
Those
bad
ears.
if the elf is the only one alive to go to Glen Boydell. I think at that point he just turns around and lives his life in Redmere.
Just parties himself to death.
Yes.
All right.
I don't
then-
think you have enough gems to make it back.
No,
with
see,
that
here's the thing
one.
about you going back to Redmere by yourself after the whole party dies. You get married, and you come back here with one of these things and finish the job.
Okay.
Here's what I'm going to do. I am going to spend a
No,
key
she
to
doesn't
do
have a
step
whole
You
bunch
can't. You
rats.
can't fight progress.
That means
No,
that
it's
I
just
can do
lay her
disengage
eggs
or
in your
dash as a
skull.
bonus action.
Like
It
a
also
hornet.
means jump distance is doubled for that turn.
Oh,
So I'm
so
gonna-
you easily clear them.
so I can get to him just by using that.
Yep.
And I still have my attack left.
Yes.
All right.
Punch
You are going
real
through,
good.
You're going through because it's a straight shot 90 feet, so that means you would have to go straight if you want to end.
Yep.
Okay. And then where did I put my phone?
Other side of your creature codex.
There we go. I just need to look up the damage on Flaming Sphere because I did not look up the spell ahead of time. Flaming Sphere 5e. Flaming Sphere line of sight. That's the last thing I googled when I typed in Flaming Sphere. There was a complication. Okay, not much damage. 5 fire damage.
All right. I'm still alive.
Yeah, I would hope so.
Oh.
Not
Yes
by
and no.
much.
Did you not hear about the
Jeez.
metal plate falling on you?
You can have
I'm
that.
just saying.
That was
I
why I
would
was
hope
hoping
so.
I could see you because I was going here.
So I go through, and I would be able to get up right next to him.
Right up next to him.
And I'm going to.
Punch your face.
So you jump over him and then you jump up the steps and you're right next to him. And you proceed to.
1 second here. So I'm going to.
Oh, you get close to him. You do notice he does have some scorch marks on his clothing. He does look a little burned. Looks like the dragon fire
This would be the perfect time for the dragon to come back.
had reached him at one point. What was it?
Okay.
It comes back.
So just to make sure that I'm going to get
If
this
he
job
kills
done,
me, it's
I'm going to
fine.
attack him
I'd rather
with
die
unarmed
than
strike. I'm going to blow
burning than
another key
grinding.
to be able to do flurry of blows.
Yep.
And if at least one of those hits, then I'm also going to try and stun him. So
50-50 on which one's worse.
natural 20.
Hold on.
Got
So-
him.
Don't. Yeah, I was gonna say don't pull the top one.
Man, I can just see this in my head. He starts running through. He jumps through
You want
the ball of
the
fire.
third one.
Like
Maximum damage. It's bonk on the noggin.
Okay.
Ooh.
And he
So you
needs
get
to make
max
a concentration.
Alright, so.
Yeah.
And
He's gonna roll concentrate, but it's versus the DC of the damage most likely.
and I still get the 2 dice though, correct?
So you might max it. You don't even.
Oh, I don't even. So it's normally, if it's max damage for just regular, would be 9, but is it max double damage or
We'll just max.
max? Okay. So that's going to be
Which
9
is a little bit
damage.
better than double. There's max damage. There's double damage. There's max double damage. There's
That's what I was
triple
trying to
damage.
clarify.
All in this deck.
Alright.
Yep.
So 9 damage, and before I go and do the flurry, is he still.
He's still concentrating.
Okay. So I spend the key to do the flurry of blows, and actually he would also need to do the save for the stun, because I'm going to try and do that before it.
So you have advantage on him because he is currently stunned, right?
Right.
He's paralyzed.
Nice.
Stunned.
Alright.
Attack rolls against creature have advantage, so you have advantage to strike him.
I just got to see what the.
No, I failed.
You failed. Alright, so he already did that. So he's stunned from that, and then.
You have advantage on this then.
So that first one is going to be a 9,
Nope.
and the second one
stunned creatures
is
incapacitated.
going to be 19.
Can't move. Can speak only faltering.
That's it.
I think he loses his concentration then.
Yeah, concentration actually breaks on his turn though.
Sure.
And so that one is going to be 8 damage.
Yeah.
And so let me just update my.
Okay.
And I already used my bonus action, so we're good.
Yeah, I just love this. He flies through the fire, flies up the stairs, and just lands a solid punch that sends the guy just like a ball of flame disappears.
Yeah.
And then
Neat.
that's awesome.
Same thing I've been doing. If I see someone that looks friendly falling out of there, I'm gonna levitate. I'm gonna let them do them, and I'm just playing safety net.
The all important turn.
Yeah.
So
I take damage at the start of my turn, probably.
roll a strength saving throw with advantage because you are being held by Abbott. And then a successful save will.
Your dice wants you dead.
What'd you roll? What'd you roll?
The same thing, and it makes out a 1.
How much do I not want to die? Yeah.
Didn't. Sorry.
No, she already used. You already used
Yeah.
one.
I can't use more than one?
No, you can't use
Oh,
more than
okay.
one. You can have that back.
You
Okay.
need different die.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. 12.
So that is a failure.
Yep.
By 1.
That's what I get for having a -1 strength.
We all have minus 1.
So you take the full brunt of the damage then.
Okay.
And you feel her. You still have her hand, but you feel her pull back in.
Yep.
And it goes up to her knees now. And you take 21
When
points.
no toes doesn't work, anymore, he does it.
Okay. Okay. I'm what?
Alright,
Can I just?
Yes?
alright.
But she's screaming.
We glue shoes where her
Yep.
shins should be. She just cotton hills it for a bit.
All right.
She's used to being short. It's okay. I mean,
How? It's your turn. So, what are your hit points at?
9.
Okay.
Yeah.
What can I do?
I don't
Scream?
have bonuses.
Can I make another check, like as my action? to
Yeah,
go
you
up?
can. You can attempt to climb up her.
Okay. I need a better die.
Do it.
You need a better die, absolutely. These are all the brand new dice, right?
No.
No, those are tried and
with
true.
advantage, right? Because she's holding me.
Yeah.
Strength save.
Strength check.
Check.
Athletics check.
It's fine. It's the same thing. That's a modified 0.
But you.
Halfling luck.
You don't get to use
Hey!
halfling?
Your dice really don't like you.
10.
10 is a no progress.
Okay.
You want to borrow some of my dice?
Yeah, probably. Yep. Can I bonus action to do the same thing?
No.
Okay.
You're just hanging on.
I'm just hanging on.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
The will to live is strong.
You fly up and kind of up, and he drops you off, kind of lands you up on one of the catwalks. Sure. So you're up above everybody about.
I told them about take me to the thing everyone else, all my friends were going into.
Yeah, you go up through the top,
Oh, okay.
and they land you, and then he kicks you off on the catwalk,
Okay.
and then he proceeds to take the keg.
Those aren't
And
what matters.
goes and grabs another light.
I'll never forget you, Frankie.
Yeah.
Because then I could blame you.
I always named
Here,
people
this is the one
doing
that ducked
names.
me.
He lights it and jumps down into the belly of this thing and explodes on the
Just tell
walkway
them what to do.
back behind the back door, and lots of guts of the machine and whatnot are spewing, and gears hit there and whatnot, and that completely kicks the leg off, where the leg out here completely falls this direction. Are you?
I am.
You're there. Then you're fine.
No,
You're not in this line.
I did not have to Prometheus run away.
As this thing kind of like just completely falls over. What is the dragon doing? So you're up on a catwalk. You're 15, 20 feet above.
And this thing just lost a leg.
And this thing just lost a leg. What is the dragon doing? Okay. So the it flies around, and only you can see this, what it's doing at this point. And it goes and does a scraping run underneath the underbelly, and you can see it's targeting that back right leg, and breathes fire right on it. And you can see that the leg itself is like starting to melt, and you think
Warping.
what's actually happening is like it's stiffening up the joints, and it's like kind of creating a weak spot there, and you think that it's the dragon is obviously focusing on that leg now.
Dragon Field melts still beams.
Yeah. So you look down, and you're 20 feet above the catwalk, 30 feet above Mississippi, 25 feet above Avenue.
Who do I?
Can I cash this in for
I don't
catwalk?
know.
You
what?
you
Yeah.
can
Is it like a graded catwalk that you can kind of see through it?
Can I cash this in on catwalks? I think I'm going to see this.
Not that it really
Oh
matters.
my gosh.
yes. He has a cat. If anybody is keeping
It's
score.
a cat and it's walking. You're going to need that.
Yes. Okay. And then
I mean, I'm gonna
no, you can.
see.
But the flame sphere isn't like completely opaque either, so you can see them. You can also make out this guy punching the shit out of some elf dude who is getting like doubled over in pain, basically.
So I can see them.
Oh, and you're on the catwalk, and there are a bunch of scorched people, and you can see there's slits in the walls here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
To see outside.
he landed
Headless
me
people.
right in front of the slits.
So you can see outside clearly. You can reach over and stick your hand out because you're on one side. You can stick your hand out there.
Sure.
You're actually on the side. You can.
Are
you
there
can
any
see.
other baddies up here with me?
No.
No. Okay.
They're all been deep fried.
Or they're in the
Hey, guys, I'm gonna yell down.
headless.
I'm gonna yell down, guys. I think we need to actually make our exit here. Okay. We lost a leg.
Screaming in agony.
I'm just saying. We should. You remember how we saw that one that fell?
Multiple
I
legs.
think that might be happening
My legs.
here soon. So what can I do to help?
Death.
She's saying all this while you're asking what you can do.
Can I see them?
Yeah.
I can see them?
I described that. Like,
Okay.
Yes, you can see them.
Okay. Well, I am going to.
Do you have a rope?
No, I got something kind of cool.
You got something kind of cool, but not a rope.
I mean,
He's gonna be hold my flag and watch this.
if it comes down to it, I have calm person.
Hopefully there's no somatic.
Euthanasia?
You look down at her,
Go
and you're like,
quietly into that dark night.
close the eyelids.
The last thing you
Accept
want.
your fate. I am now playing hospice.
Okay.
The last thing you want to be laid in the hospital is comfortable.
All right. So Gideon, can I make some things happen just for the pure sake of storytelling? That doesn't change actually anything, but
Sure.
might not technically be possible. But it's not going to change. Okay, Gideon pulls out his guitar, his lute, and he strums it. But the music that comes out of it has a much different tone than normal. Okay, and as I strum,
Song. It's
okay.
sad sorrow song.
No. This is full of energy. Like I just imagine it's more like a distortion, like power, like a power chord or whatever. And as he does that, you feel this wave wash over all of you, you, and you,
Being
and as that happens, you all take. I change, like my hair starts flowing, like
Okay.
like in slow motions,
Yeah, okay.
and there's sparkles everywhere and all this. Everyone, you guys all get 8 temporary health points, and you can immediately use your reaction to move up to your speed without provoking opportunity attacks.
Okay. You said 8 points?
8 points.
Is that a strength check?
How about you to do a strength check?
Yeah?
Revoking both those moves. Her move and your move.
Yeah.
She's granting you your advantage.
Come on.
Okay.
Do you,
Okay.
do you
No.
want this?
15?
Okay. You climb up now. You look down, and your heart sinks because she's climbing up on you, but there's like nothing from the knee down.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm feeling a little nauseous. thinking about it.
Yeah, but Lieutenant Dan
Yeah.
is climbing up on you, and now is completely like clinging onto you at this point where she's like on your back.
Okay.
I'm not letting go.
I can also.
You
That's a
graduated from
bonus
hamburger
action.
to Yoda.
And then I'm also going to call out.
He's 90 feet away.
Dang.
Huh? He's 90 feet.
No.
Okay.
her. She's going to get back now. Crap. That's 2 1s for crying out loud. That's 10. That's 10 health in healing.
Doubles what she had.
And then I say,
You ain't got no
let's
legs.
go. Let us leave.
At least you didn't tell her to leg it.
Let's go fit.
Alright.
Let's
Have it.
it.
Yeah, so I'm gonna pull us out.
Yep, you climb up, no problem.
Okay.
You got her on your back like Yoda and Luke.
that
She
fire-
won't get that reference, but
That,
Oh.
I get that one.
Just
I get that one.
is the flaming sphere still?
yes.
The flaming
So
gear?
you climbing up will go through the flaming sphere.
That's fine.
No, the flame spear's gone.
no, not until the
Not
mage.
until his turn, because concentration is
That's poopy.
a no action that happens on his turn.
That's poopy.
So
That's fine.
you
That's okay.
you both will take this.
Yep.
You both will take 3
Oh,
for
It
purpose.
comes off your temporary first.
Okay.
Yep. D&D Beyond calculates that nicely.
Oh, isn't that nice? I forgot it does that.
Okay. So you climb up, and that is just 5 feet of your climbing speed.
I finally got to use
please,
mental
like-
inspiration. Like,
I have no way of knowing that he's prepared to cast levitate on me, so never mind. I was gonna say, please just throw me out of the the door.
well, I was
But-
gonna take both of us.
Okay, that's fine. Continue.
Yeah. So
Please.
what I'll do is I'll run for the door with her like on my back, basically.
Yep.
she's a little lighter
Mississippi
now.
parachute.
Look, I'm good with the climber's kit, so like I have upper arm strength. I can hang on.
Yep.
It's fine.
Yep.
I hook my
So,
climber. I'm still wearing my climber's kit. I hook it
We'll
to his belt.
Basically, hit the hatch and go.
Are you gonna jump up?
We see
What?
him, all right? I've got faith.
You can leap. You have faith in me.
I've got faith in you, Elwindle.
All right. Well, he's been readying his action to
Yeah, for,
levitate
like-
anyway. So
Yep.
um,
So
I don't
Mississippi
think that's too
screams.
much of a stretch.
no, it's not at all.
Actually,
She jumps out and you levitate her.
Yep.
Boom.
Well, make sure you levitate her right at the end.
no, it's
Yeah,
not,
let's do
it's
a,
not you.
Let's do a check on timing.
All right.
No, she jumps out. You've been ready for her this whole time. You levitate her.
There's
Yeah,
I'm
There's
kind
just
of
there's
feeling
just a
in
few
my
more
jellies.
people he might have
Yeah.
to catch, is what I'm saying.
I'm sorry, but I'm.
you don't want to deal with that.
there.
You don't want to deal with that fall damage.
No.
Not 80 feet.
Do you want to?
I see Abbott with the screaming
I have-
screech of.
Well,
A bloody
she's
mess.
feeling
A
a little
slightly
bit
smaller
better.
I
Mississippi.
have spare the
She-
dying.
You're not bleeding nearly as much.
Your boots are completely gone.
I know.
Oh,
You're gonna have to buy
you
new
had magical boots, and she wasted a stinking gem.
She's a madman.
No, she said
No,
she was
I
putting it in
took
her hat.
No, I put that. I had that gem in my boots first, but then we took it out when we redistributed the
Oh,
gems.
that's right. Oh,
I have
that's
a gem in my rapier and in my hat.
right. Okay, that's right.
Okay.
I was,
So-
I was being funny with the druggie joke.
All right. So
Kidding me? That's
Mage's done.
pre-ground and hitting the ground.
Okay. Awesome.
So is this
No
thing
The
more
flaming spear
pestle
now
needed.
drops,
Yes.
and it's your turn.
X. So at this point, I am going to do an unarmed strike.
Oh my god.
If I couldn't get you out, I was gonna go into.
Let's do that first before doing
That
anything
would have been
else.
completely unnecessary.
And I yell Falcon Punch as I do it.
Falcon Punch!
It's going to be 9.
No.
No? Alright. I'm going to use a key to do my Flare of Blows. And so roll that. 17.
Yep.
And I'll resolve that first. That is going to be 5 damage.
Okay.
And second part of it is going to be 17.
Yep.
Damage is
Ooh.
nice. 9 damage. And on that one, I'm gonna have him do another key to keep him stunned.
16 probably passes.
Yeah.
Um,
you don't have it better than me, and I got 15. I got almost the highest.
So
1 second here, I'm checking what my.
this is what we're gonna do. We're at the end of the night, so we're gonna wrap this up really quickly. And we're gonna narrate the end of this. Okay. So basically, what ends up happening is you guys jump out of the thing and you fall down. You and the mage kind of go at it for a little bit, and eventually you bring down the mage. The mage was pretty hurt. You're up in there, but then the dragon kind of peeks its head in, and then speaks to you in this kind of odd, mouthy language. And when it realizes you can't understand it, it points to you, and then you point back and message it. and it says, "Find the core and destroy it." And he points down. He can't fit into this.
So like where the stairs went up to the cockpit, these go down to the core.
You bet, sir. Sorry. You bet.
I think we agreed that it was a 3.
So you go, like, you jump down off the by that time you two are together and you guys go down, step down. There's some more bodies down here without heads, and in the middle is like you see a gem that's like fist size that like these kind of like a gyrosphere or whatever. These things are kind of like flying around from, and all the gears and whatnot are kind of like coming off of that. And what do you do? You want to yank it out? You want to?
He said destroy it. Should we grab it? Like,
You could leverage your friendly sorcerer with that gem.
I'll give you this. No. He said destroy it. I would probably be like, this is
It's a little bit bigger than this. Like, think baseball.
Man, Gideon. This is not. I mean, he said destroy it. I don't really have a good way to destroy it. Can you punch it? Like, I don't have anything.
So there's moving parts though.
Yeah.
Like moving parts like the gears earlier that could grind, or
Yeah.
Okay.
I am pathetic. Like, I got nothing here.
Is there anything you can
Any
like hit
damage
with?
spells?
You can try to punch it,
Vicious mockery it to
All right.
death.
No.
or you can try to grab it out.
No. The only thing I have that might
I'm going to
is
try and grab it.
Hellish Rebuke.
Okay.
Hellish Rebuke.
You
Why don't you roll a sleight of hand?
Okay. That is going to be 21.
I would. It's okay. I
Yes.
if you want me to burn.
So the basically there's these like a gyrosphere or whatever. There's these
Rings.
the rings that kind of like
Like the forge from
revolve around it, and you see him, and then reach his hand in and yank it out. After that, like the entire thing like kind of just powers down, shuts down, and then you can feel like it rumble as it starts to lean in one direction. And
Leave.
you guys make it out as the thing eventually does topple down, but it takes some time. In fact, you're all safe to the ground before it completely falls down to the ground. Off to one side of the path. Now there's two husks of these things on one on each side, and you can see that there is a large draconic man heading your direction, coming from Glenboyle.
Oh man, he's gonna want that.
And
what?
That's where we're going to end it for tonight.
Alright.
Good.
Still alive.
66% alive.
And you have
No knees.
no knees. I have a idea.
I also have ideas.
I have an idea too.
I have levitate. You don't need a wheelchair for a day.
Anyways,
Just rig up a harness, it's fine.
so that's it for tonight.
I have levitate. We can put you on a leash.
We'll see you next week.